Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. It's Roller Wiener Monday. Don't forget to get your wiener in your hand and get ready. There they are. They're on sale. You can get them at most places. Grab a taco if you'd rather do that. And we are here. So it's Roller Wiener Monday. All right. So what's going on out there today? There's a few things happening, I guess. Yellow is getting, just a little 700 million, almost $750 million. Nice. There's a petition to delay the hours of service regulation. Just like I said, bingo. I said it. It's on there. All right. Too Simple's going to partner with a Mega. Do you work there? Well, the truck may soon take your job from you. I love it. And Deluxe Express, they're throwing in the towel on it. They said, forget it. Insurance rates. Can't do it. What the heck? Cat is attacking. All right. And, of course, I have some stocks, and I think we all should have bought yellow. We're all bad on that, and we didn't get it. So that's kind of disappointing, I guess. Maybe we should have. I don't know. I don't know anything about stocks. This isn't the stock show, so there you go. So, hello, everyone. So, it wasn't late. I saw that on there. What the heck? Hey, I was on time. It just takes a while to get on there. So, let's see. Who was first? Michael Muller was first last week, and Musafar, a close second. So close. Trucker Hershey was first today on my screen here. So, Rhino, hello. What's going on, Al Johns? It is good to see you today. George Wilson is here today. Christina Jones was quite lively on here today. Some is here. We'll leave it at that, I guess. Gustavo, hello there today. I did see that most of the fireworks were Chinese. That's where they make them. I'm always surprised that people are mad at China and then go buy all their fireworks. Oh, by the way, a new candidate throws their hat in the ring for president. Although I don't do too much politics, I thought this was pretty interesting. I'm sure somebody knows who that is. They could put the name up there, I'm sure. Steel Horse is hungry, and hello there. So, let's see what's going on here today. So, where am I? I'm already way off track, as usual. Jeffrey Herring, hello. It's good to see you today. Air Gunner Bob, what's going on? Kim English, what's happening today? Chicken Hauler is here. Truckin' and OD podcast. All right, so the Canadian Tanker Yanker is here. I love it. William Huglet, Wiener is rolling. All right, get that in your hand and stick it in your mouth right away. Paul Harris, I know who you're talking about. Oh, right, I saw that. Right, I saw that. Right. Let's see. Where did I go? Hey, GP Transco is here. It's good to see you today. Mark Hart is here, and Luke 1234. Luke, I'm checking in for next week's show. I appreciate that. That's super early, so that would be really great. That would be wonderful. Wild Bill is here. Lost track of time. Michael Swift, you're in. Let's see. GP Transco, sorry, missed the show. Can we do a 4th of July giveaway today? Yes. Hey, Wild Bill, GP Transco's calling. Answer the phone for them. So, we could do a giveaway today. That would be great if you want to do that. That'd be wonderful. I doubt anybody would object to it, certainly. So, there you go. There's some information about GP Transco right there. So, that's good. And thank you for that. Let's see here. Where did I go off to? Can I have just a couple million from Yellow? Yeah, I wonder how much of that money will be spread out to their employees. Oh, none, other than paying for the health insurance. The problem is that it's government. The government gave them the money, which they shouldn't. I don't think that gives them I think that gives Yellow an unfair advantage in the marketplace. Other companies that didn't get government money have to compete for this same freight. That isn't right. It's just not right to do. Trucker, Beetle, Bailey, and Chester Dog. You saw Yellow today being pulled by CRST. Yeah, they farm some of their loads out to other companies. That is true. So, Al Johnson's in pain. Yikes. Hopefully not from me. I did see that you're having problems. And somebody suggested that you can just continue on with your current physical. That's true. You have a while yet on it if your company will do it. So, you can handle your own wiener and Flying J in Austinburg, Ohio. That's awesome. Edward G., hello there. Al Johns, Kanye West is running for president, so he says. So we'll see how that goes. So could be a third candidate in the ring there. Other than all the other third parties and stuff, also Kanye West, who has a big name and a lot of money. So don't discount this guy can't do anything. I don't know about that. Josh, how was the weekend? Hot, super hot, and the fireworks were never ending. By people, it was, still in the morning. When I woke up, they were still blowing off fireworks, so it was crazy. Cassius King Trucking is here. Hello there. Edgar Gomez, hello, what's happening? Let's see. Is Schneider a good company? Well, we'll see what people say about that. I'm in the... Oh, Cash King Trucking is also running for president. If anybody wants to write his name in, hey, you'd probably do better than some people. Christine, I don't watch the news. It depends upon you to tell me. I appreciate that. I'm certainly not the news source of people. Certainly Heavy Metal Trucker. Greetings. Hammer down, roll the wieners. Yes, absolutely. Wants to see the USA in a Chevrolet. George Wilson. Yeah, I was over at Chevy dealer. I thought, I'm going to go check out one of these new Corvettes. Mid-engine, right, I'm in. So they don't have any. So pretty awesome. Not a one Corvette. Some used ones, but no new ones to look at. So that's awesome. What do you think of the pay stubs you sent you, Trucking Journeys? I think that is incredible. And I was talking to a couple friends of mine about it. I'm like, this is an incredible amount of money for 1 month of work. Now, you did work a lot. I mean, a lot. But more than a lot of people. But I mean, that's really good pay, really. It is the heartbeat of America. Todd, it's how's it going? Marking nice and hot down in Arkansas 91. It's super humid today. They have all kinds of heat warnings. So everybody be careful if you're out doing a lot of work or whatever. Heat index 106 there. We're expecting dew point, which is what I look at, in the low 70s, which is considered oppressive heat. So you just can't get rid of the sweat. And I feel bad for people that have to unload their truck, like Dollar General drivers or whatever. That's got to be a tough job today, really, because I can't imagine how hot it is. Paul Harris, didn't the government take a 30% stake in Yellow? They did. So we all own part of Yellow. So I think we should be able to make hiring decisions and everything else. And when you see a Yellow driver, tell them, hey, you work for me now. So that is true, though. Mean an unfair advantage like FedEx? I think that companies shouldn't get government money. If they want to be a private company, then they get to be a private company and compete in the market. And if they can't, then off they go. But to the government to say, you can have 700, you get some, you don't. No, that's not how. I don't agree with that. Another PS4 for gamer truckers here. Oh, that'd be great. I'm sure there's some drivers doing that PS4 thing. I'm rocking a PS2 here which I don't have set up, but I do have one. So Kanye West, yeah, look, hey, I wouldn't discount this. If he really makes a serious run for it, he's got a name, right, and a lot of money. So I think that it could be a serious threat. I really do. Now, would he win? I don't know if he'd win, but he doesn't have to win to change how the election goes. Keep that in mind too. Trucker Hershey is asking, are people allowed to record videos while driving? Is that true? I thought I could hack this alcohol delivery gig. Really thought I could. So yeah, I was thinking about that. Are you already doing it or not? I mean, are you already working? Is that how did you get hurt at work? I mean, should have never left Yellow in New Jersey. Laid back union job. It does pay good. It always pays good. Ken Kelly is testing. Love it. Eddie McFadden, hello. Wild Bill is going to contact you. That's good. Yeah, get on that, Wild Bill. Holy mackerel. You're too young for a midlife crisis. No, it's just I wouldn't buy one, I don't think. It's really not my kind of car, but I wanted to go see one. I'd never seen one of the new ones in person. I haven't even seen one driving around, and I love going out looking at cars. So I'm more of a, maybe a high-power sedan kind of person, really. But maybe the Quattroporte that I looked at a few weeks ago would be more my kind of style. But I wanted to see a Corvette. But yeah, and I certainly am not midlife crisis. I got 20 years to go for that at least, Hey, Trucking and OD Podcast, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I try to do my best here, certainly. Jim Trucker, who do I work for? Well, for new people on the show, I don't tell people who I work for, so that keeps them out of my videos and keeps them out of my, background or whatever. And I also don't recruit for them. So like so many people out there, as soon as they go to work for somewhere, I saw a video the other day, somebody had been somewhere like 2 days. Hey, here's the information of my company. No, we don't do any of that here. And how do you know if it's a great place if you only been there, a few days? You haven't gotten a first check yet, really. So at least you should be there some kind of time. So that's how that works. GP Transco. This guy Trucks is now a company driver at GP Transco. Is that, who exactly is that? What about the second stimulus? Did they pass it? I heard Congress went on vacation. Yeah, they're kind of tired over there. There may be a second stimulus. Trump's open to it, they said. And Congress said, yeah, there might be some, but there might be a catch to it. So we don't know if they're going to get a check or exactly how they're doing that yet. There may be some money, though. Maybe. I wouldn't hold my breath for it, though. Air Gunner Bob. Oh, thank you very much, by the way. Got my CDL through rail and just finished my year. Wow. Took the advice, got a regional spot with a local company. Now getting paid more for less work and every weekend home. Isn't that awesome? And thank you for saying that. Yeah, so you did it. You did it. Went through the year. That is super great. Congratulations. Now you're part of the experienced truckers, really, after that year. And really, you can go anywhere now. So if this place, for some reason, doesn't work out or whatever, you could go anywhere. Or if it was like Deluxe, all those drivers are fired, 17 drivers, because the place closed. You can go anywhere. You got that year. Keep a clean record and you'll always have a job, certainly. I have to unload my truck. It's so hot. Yeah, I know, Edgar. That's the problem. Like Dollar General, the truck is not refrigerated. So that's the problem. Always, even when I would get in there on days like this is I don't know if your company will let you do it. I always did it anyway. Before you get to a place that might take a while, especially if you can get backed in, and you have a reefer started an hour before you can get there, put it on 50 degrees. So you're not freezing anything in there or whatever, but put it on 50 and then go in when you're in the dock, say, hey, you'll load my truck. It's cool in there. I got the reefer running. And believe me, the people on the dock are happy to do it if they're on an air-conditioned dock. Wasn't Kanye asking Mark Zuckerberg for money? I don't know if he's getting donations. He does have enough money to run it himself, certainly. Trucker Beetle Bailey, I record videos while driving. What's the matter? Have cameras mounted? What is everyone worried about? Some records videos. GoPro's easy. I don't think you should record videos when you're driving, personally. You're taking your attention away from driving. If you're talking to the camera, like narrating it while you're driving, I find that to be unsafe, really. So that'd be my problem with it. I just say, what is people's problem with it? And I think in an accident, I think you'd have a huge problem with that. Especially if it's posted or something like that, like this. And you're like, oh, well, this driver records videos when you're driving. What is a jury going to think about that? Probably not a lot. So I'm not sure about that. But no, I personally don't think you should record videos when you're driving. Government shouldn't be bailing any company out. I agree. MG Jackson, 2016, Trump won't win. Is that what, did Kanye say that? Gustavo, I thought Kanye was a Trump supporter. He is. And he's been seen together with him and stuff. So, yeah, absolutely. He was. He went to the White House or something, too, didn't he? Of course, I've been to the White House. I guess not as a guest of the president, just on a tour, but still. The camera was mounted, not being held. Person would not do it. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Kanye will hurt Biden more than Trump. That's a good thing. I do think that he would pull more people from Biden than Trump, certainly. Yes. Oh, you did it 3 days and you're back out on the third day. Well, I tell you, that's a workman's comp injury at work. I mean, if you're not going to be able to work again, it's a workman's comp injury. Companies have cameras in the truck recording forward, and some have driver-facing camera. They do. They're recording you. You're not narrating the video to them. PS4 it is. All right. Giveaway when it feels right. All right. We'll do that today. Is anyone else having trouble with this loading now? Hopefully not. Maybe. I still got a number over there, so... Am I still on there? Let me yeah, I'm up there, so okay. Trucking and OD podcast that I did a video about driving and live streaming. I'm just not a fan of it. Let's see. Normally it's 2 days. We cut down to 1 day for COVID. That's good. It's typical orientation, going over policy, safety, of course. Any videos or anything like that. Trailer touches pipe at consignee and told my company no damage. But others saw it happen. Yikes. Later, consignee and shipper customer confirmed no repairs needed, all fine. My company is reporting a crash. Isn't that great? Did you fill out an accident report? That's the question. If there's no accident report, I mean, that I'd go on to DAC, higher right, and dispute it and let them prove it. Alexandra's here. Hello, Mark. I'm coming to you from a new driving job. Oh, right. How's it going over there at that job, that new job? It's like a seatbelt or helmet or face mask. Government is not your father. People must take personal responsibility. That's true. No helmet law in Indiana, by the way. Let's hope Kanye runs. He'll still vote for Biden. He says he's running. So he said it's time to run for president. So whether he, the problem is, and I was reading a big thing about this, getting on the ballot, depending on the state, some states he's already passed the date to get on the ballot. So he'd have to be a write-in in those states. Other states, he'd have to get, hundreds of thousands of signatures, which I don't agree with. That's just to keep the two parties in power. If you want to run, you ought to be able to just run for president and they put you on the ballot. Simple as that. Why do you have to go get 50,000 signatures? You have to go basically run before you can run. No. Get on the ballot and let people decide who they want to vote for. But regardless of that, this is the current law, and that's what you would have to do. I guess he could be a write-in everywhere. There's no time limit for that. I think it's a problem. If he started actually spending some of the money that he's got, remember, this makes Kim the first lady if he wins. Okay, so keep that in mind. She'd have to stop her TV show. So the problem is, right, getting all that stuff together. But if he would put ads up and stuff, I think it's a deal. He's got a name already. A lot of people know who he is. Vote the name you know. I mean, it's a problem. Guy, superior or quality for tanker? All right, who's superior or quality? Which one do we do for that? Let's see. Preloaded Federal Reserve debit card is the way I think it may go. Preloaded Federal Reserve debit card. Oh, the new one? That's for people. Are we talking about the new stimulus? If people don't have a way to get the money, yeah, they were sending out a bunch of debit cards. A bunch of people threw them out, ironically, last time. Michael Swift, don't record while you're driving and be killed in court if you have an accident. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'd sue you for that. Absolutely. You're not driving. You're doing something other than driving. And that tape will be the tape you'd watch every day in your cell. Rooster's keeping me running so far. That's good. That's good. How's the truck and all that over there? Still good? They still handing out good trucks and everything? Our VP of maintenance was on the Safety Dog channel last week. Thanks for getting us in touch with them, Mark. All right. Good. Yeah, I love that guy, the Safety Dog. That was super fun being on that. Never been done anything like that before. So, yeah, people should go check that out, too, the Safety Dog. The dash cam is always recording. Yeah, mine, too. I agree. Time he said was 2024, but he's going to run early. Time he said was... Oh, really? No, he said it's time. He's got to do it now. He's dropping an album. That's it. All right. Well, you know, I will say this. He's a master of marketing. So if this gets more sales of his album, hey, I'm all for it. Don't hate the hustle. Trucking Jerry's, I'll send you some of the handbook information over here and some information on Poly. All right. Yeah, I mean, the pay there is really good. I think Kanye knows he will help Trump get reelected. Maybe. That's an interesting way about it. Bingo, the light bulb. Yeah, because he is a supporter. So if he kind of jumps in, he'll take votes. That's an interesting way to do it. It's like, I can run, and I'll just take some votes because I can't win. Right? It's interesting. Oh, I didn't know Charlie Daniels passed away. That's what we're hearing here. That's terrible if that is true. So that's not good. And also, Carl Reiner passed away this week. That's not great. Trump's right-hand troll. Nice. Kim would be the second most beautiful first lady. Melania's hands down number one. All right. Beauty is always in the eye of the beholder, but absolutely. I'm just saying she would be the first lady. The show would have to end, at least while they're running for president. You need to have your own dash cam. Just let it run. You have access to it anytime. Absolutely. Always run your own dash cam. Leave it running, and you can access it. That lytics thing, even if you have lytics, it may not go off. And so, especially if a cop pulls you over for running a red light. You ran a red light. Or somebody got a ticket, I think it was last week, for the scale. Oh, the scale, it was closed. It said closed. How do you prove that? The lytics isn't going to show that. You can prove it on your own dash cam. That's how you prove those kind of things. That's how you prove the color of the light. That's how you prove it's that open or closed. That's how you prove a lot of things that lytics can't catch for you. Okay, so you would recommend superior over quality. All right, that's good. I got a solid truck. I didn't get a brand new truck, though, because I'm bringing my kitty with me. Oh, all right. So they give you a used truck because you bring your cat? That's okay. I can tolerate that. GP Transco is, looks like Kanye West is running for president. Thoughts? Will you be running ads on GP Transco trailers with Kanye on the side? That'd be something if he ran those kind of ads. I don't think a president has ever done that. Michael Muller, PS4 would be nice. My son keeps bothering you for one. Sweet. We just had to play with rocks and sticks and throw them at each other. That was Pong for us. Ow, you ponged me in the head. Safety Dog. This truck has 325,000 less miles than my previous truck. That's good. Tanker lost their tanker pup trail on I-15 and south in Ogden. Traffic jam. Why are we losing our trailers? Although we had that problem like I've talked about before. We had a Fontaine problem. A driver dropped his trailer not far from taking off, and they blamed him, of course. Oh, you didn't check it or whatever. And then another driver dropped a trailer off and they actually looked at the fifth wheel and had to rebuild, 6 or 7 of them from that same year truck because there was some kind of bad part in them. So, it isn't necessarily the driver. They took him off of him and rebuilt him. Josh is sad to hear that he died. Yeah, I didn't hear that. So, Mother Trucker, are you guys hiring GP Transco? They are, considering joining them since let dogs on the truck. They do. And then you let the dogs out. Most of these places won't have a dog over 50 pounds, so I'm thankful for that. Yeah, they have tons of pictures of their animals that ride in the trucks over there. Pretty good. Just Gustavo, just like Mike Bloomberg, he didn't want to be president. He just wanted to promote his media company. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So this guy Kanye could be a huge promotion because it makes news and he doesn't have to pay for any of that. Not bad. That's pretty good. I may announce a run for president as well. Michael Mueller, why would anyone vote for Trump? I don't know. You'd have to ask them. As long as it's hands-free, yeah. GP Transco's hiring. You should apply sooner than later. We're close to filling all the trucks they have. All right. GP Transco filling up with drivers. Well, it's funny how some companies need thousands of drivers and GP Transco's nearly full of drivers. CFI accepts dogs if they can offer you good cents per mile. Pretty solid. I'd take GP Transco certainly over CFI. Even though CFI does have these solid phone holders right there. So I-71 and 75 northbound south of Cincinnati shut down at the 175. For what? What's going on? Can you see that I got a parking ticket this weekend? Definitely going to fight it. Cash is king. All right, where'd you get a parking ticket? And was it at a Walmart or someplace like that? If Hillary was president, would Bill be the first lady? Yeah, they talked about, like, would that be the first gentleman or whatever, what might happen when she was running. So I don't know how they would do that. And she, people said she can't run because he won. No, that's not true. She can still run. What dash cam should I buy? Any stream to web? There are some that stream to your phone or whatever so that they keep it like that. I don't have that kind. The one that I use, the Akaso, just has an SD card in it that you put in, which I think is good enough personally, but some of them you can send on your phone. If you want that, you're probably at, $100 and low $100 range. So, yeah, absolutely. Charlie Daniels, Uneasy Rider, his first song is forgotten now, but it's a cool tune. Oh, yeah, I haven't heard that one. Devil went down to Georgia and he couldn't get around 285. That would be the problem today, wouldn't it? Outer route is normal. Yikes. Is Fleet Nav Systems here yet? No, they are not here. I'm sure they're in a meeting or something. Do you run regional? GP Transco, what dash cam do you use? A personal? Yeah, so I got that dash cam, that Akaso dash cam. They sent it to me for free. Okay, So they go, here's our dash cam, review this dash cam. And I liked it. I got two more and put them in my car. So that's the camera that I use. I use it all the time. I like it. Plus it has a camera that can record you as well. So, but of course, since you own the camera, it's your choice. I don't have it recording me when I'm driving, but I thought that would be a good camera because it can record an officer standing there talking to you. All you do is turn it on, right? And then both cameras record on a split screen. So you would get the officer, and there'd be no question if he said something like you made a move or whatever it is. There's no question of what actually happened because you can record yourself and then you can just turn that off later. So I thought that would be a good idea because it has the forward and backward facing camera. Peter, working here, but I just wanted to toss out that there's a class action lawsuit against Quest Labs for false positive hair follicles. When I know more, I'll let you know. All right. Yeah, they're not 100%, and I don't know what else to say about it. If you get more information about that, that'd be pretty good. Who uses Quest Labs, or is that like the major company that is used in the United States? Mark for President Philip, I appreciate that. Yeah. Please contribute to my campaign. Your $300 will go far. So, right. That's the problem of running, of course. It's the money involved in it. Look for a photo of Miles on our social media. The large dog we have on our fleet, 110 pounds, with a driver, runs with Keith. What kind of dog is 110 pounds? Holy mackerel. A comfortable man, right? Why would anybody not vote for him? I've had my Blue Parrot 350 for years, still working. Big, healthy Howard man. I use a 350 also, so I like it, and I only charge it once a week, and it's on all day that I'm in the truck, so 8-10 hours. Look, I don't work a lot of hours. I say that a lot. But so it gets 40 to 50 hours on a charge, at least for me, and it's still working at the end of the week. No problems. So there you go. When is the parade going to happen during Cheap Fleet Week? Yeah, I don't know. Edgar, just go to work. Every company is about a day for a week. is 42 cents with 8 per diem good. I'm not a huge fan of per diem, and you're still only at 50 cents. The parking ticket, Cash is King Trucking, because Barney 5 doesn't know the difference between a residential and a commercial street. Oh, that's nice to bring Don Knotts into this. So, all right, how much is the ticket, by the way? Was it at home in your area? You're going to have to go somewhere to fight this ticket. Because then you got to decide, is it worth flying across the country or whatever to fight a ticket? I had to go to work on Independence Day, double time plus 8 hours of holiday pay, Columbia, Georgia. That's pretty good. There were drivers that sat at a truck stop Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and didn't make anything. So you made 3 days of pay on one day, and they sat 3 days and made no days of pay. That's the problem. Okay, GP Transco from Texas, you're out 3 to 4 weeks and home a day per week. So there you go. Is it time for a free friend break? Yes, we can do that since you are working at a new place. Let's see where I can find. Oh, there it went right there. If it will come up, there it is. Oh, and a super furry friend, of course. That you could take your cat at GP Transco as well. So, but the furry friend right there. The cat is waiting, presumably to be fed, like most cats. The only time that they will pay too much attention to you. Just pay the parking ticket. It depends on what it is. What do you get for it? Do you get points for it? For a truck, it might be a lot of money. Trucker Beetle Bailey has a Carmen Dashcam Mini 2 and have a third on the way. $80 on Amazon. Yeah, what do you think? Is that an SD card camera? How does that work? Trucker Hershey signed on to Facebook. Might get Facebook jail for reposting a pic mocking the CDC. Yep, you're going to be on Facebook jail. They'll put you in for like a week or something, right? The all-new Fountain of Youth coming soon to a chassis near you. Yeah. They had to repair. They rebuilt them. They took them off and rebuilt the whole insides. They got some kind of kit. And then they took all this, so they said, this didn't happen to me, but I heard about it from these other drivers. And they said, oh, well, we're going to take that from the driver's record. Whether they do it or not, I don't know. Good dash cam, 150? I don't know. Under $100 now. It's a good deal on Amazon for Garmin. Yeah. The 450 crushes my ears. Well, the 450 is now waterproof, right? The 350 that I have doesn't have the water resistance on it either. Brian Haas, hello there. Mark is Kanye's first choice for BP. That would be good. Yeah, I think he's going to get in contact a little later today. We're going to set up a meeting and talk about what could possibly happen there. I won't drive a GP Autotrans or any other automated fleet truck. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. We got this too when we switched over. Of course, we had manuals, and then at this changeover, there were some drivers that said, "Look, I'm quitting" or whatever, but nobody quit, and now everybody is a convert. So, I mean, if you don't want to drive an automatic, that's no problem. But people that drive them then converted over and ended up nobody left. Blake, I kept the Legal Shield CDL plan for incidents that may happen. Keeping any kind of legal insurance is advisable. Always, yes. Oh, that puffball, yes. The ticket is in your hometown, Cash is King, for $42. Instead of driving the truck to our yard and parking it, I parked it in an industrial park. Well, what do they care if it's parked in an industrial park? Holy mackerel. I love my 12-speed automatic Trucker Hershey, except when they have manual mode locked out. Yeah, they do that here. They lock up manual mode because people were losing fuel mileage or whatever on it. So they lock that out. And I still have performance on it or whatever they call it. But most of them, I'd say 75% of them are locked out of that too. Probably because they haven't checked it. If the most important thing about a carrier is the transmission, right, that's a problem. Different folks have different priorities. Yeah, I don't care what the truck is as long as it's safe. I'm all set. People think that, from the old automatics, and I don't know how long you've been driving an Aviator trucker. If it's a while, you remember the old automatics were horrible, and I could see people not driving those. They were terrible. The new ones, much better. My cat makes a lot of noise in the nighttime. The cat here is pretty good about that. I've had cats before. Our Torty, she was horrible. She'd wake up all the time. This cat is pretty good about it. Chihuahuas and teacup poodles are under 10 pounds. Okay. That's like a cat. My cat weighs more than that. Your cat, that an engine or animal you're talking about. Yeah, some of them are loud. This one's not. Trucker Beetle Bailey, the Garmin Dashcam Mini has an SD card. Okay. Camera records 1080p and allows you to download to your phone. All right. So this Acaso can't download to my phone at least. or if I don't know how to do it. So, but the SD card goes in any computer. I guess downloading to your phone would be good, but I'm sure the Garmin does the same thing. You can just look on the screen of the camera and show the friendly trooper or whatever, hey, this is the story, whatever. No points on a parking ticket. They don't go against your license. Oh, it's almost not fighting it for $42. If it doesn't have any points, you lose more than $42 fighting it. It's just a practical thing. I would imagine the parking ticket is mostly based on revenue for the city. That's probably true, and they know for $42 and no points you'll pay it, and I probably would say pay it for $42. Air Gunner Bob, my new company is a Volvo VNL 760. Very excited. Oh, that should be a super nice ride. And I think they have an even better automatic if it's a Volvo automatic in there. I think trucks that run 70 are okay, Edgar. Yeah, I would wish they would run the speed limit so we didn't have to be passed by everybody and making it unsafe. Paul Harris, when working with Land Air, we had an issue with the fifth wheels. Safety was involved inspecting them. My truck, it would partially open when driving. That's what they had here, and they let the trailers, a couple trailers came off the trucks, fortunately right by where we were leaving from, so they weren't going down the interstate. That could have been a disaster. Wonder Bread is going to name their bread to privilege. That's good. I wouldn't take that. I probably believe that, too. Once I saw people defacing Lincoln, I thought, what is going on here? Is there a place we can submit cat pictures? Yeah, right there on the screen. Just email them to me. Automatic transmissions are dangerous, especially if you have a lot of experience. I don't know about that. How are they dangerous? Al John's driving a rider rental. Are they all colossal hunks of crap? Who's got a rider rental? Are they chunks of crap? These, I would say they're probably like any car rental. It's probably, if it's driven by 1,000 people, like a rental car, once they get up in age, they're probably not going to be any good. That's like buying a rental car. So, honestly, we do not have a single driver used to drive the manual mode who did not tell us the new automatics are great. Yeah, they're not the same as they used to be. Oh, they're super great, especially if it has manual mode over the road like that. I'd want manual mode turned back on for going down. I don't like the way that Jake works with the automatic and it's shifting itself. I want to control that down a hill. But otherwise, yeah, I'm in. Edgar also has one that says they're junk. All right, so the consensus is they're junk. I'm fighting it based on principle. Cash King Trucking. Oh, but if you lose it, also, you'll probably have to pay court fees. But the thing is, there's just no points for $42. I mean, the money that you're going to lose on that day to go do it, oh, it just eats me. It's just not worth it. Just send him the money if there's no points. Air Gunner Bob, it's a 2020 with a 12 I-shift. Right, that 12-speed I-shift, that's a Volvo. They're super smooth. Very nice. Off topic, Charlie Daniels has died. So Charlie Daniels has died. Right, Musafar, welcome. Yeah, that's terrible. There have been a lot of people. We've lost a lot of people here in the last week. The new automatics, Kim English, are much better than the old ones that came out several years ago. Agree. Can actually pull a load over a mountain, yes, and you can actually back up to the door, which was always the main problem that I had with them, is you couldn't regulate the backing. It was on and off, kind of like an electric forklift or whatever, and you just slam into the dock. Now they'll creep up to the door like a car. Much better. The AC, my Mac is terrible, breaks almost every week. Hopefully, Luke, it runs this week because it's super hot out. If automatics and super singles are so dangerous, I should be dead by now. That, almost everybody, cars are 90-some% automatics, so I don't know about that. Quest is destroying drivers' lives. If they're putting out information here where Dave the trucker, where they say, okay, here's a positive, and then you can't get a job, and it turns out it wasn't positive, yeah. What's the solution to that? They're going to say, well, it's just a legitimate mistake, Alexander, I have a 2019 International LT with X15 coming. It's interesting. Not a fan of the automated transmission. It's going to take some getting used to. Oh, you did not have those before? Yeah, you'll get used to it. I don't know how it works in the Internationals, if it's the same Eaton or whatever, but I like them. Awesome to know. I'll see if I can get my cat herd together. Josh, yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to see him. I eat a sandwich while driving an automatic truck. You can do other things, too. You can eat sandwiches and stuff. Automatics are dangerously slow to accelerate. Dangerous and useless when carriers make you wait for free because you need roadside assistance when you can't move to a transmission failure. That hasn't happened as much. It seems like the biggest failures in the trucks now seem to be the DEF system. So I don't know we've had any of the automatics have a failure on them where the truck wouldn't drive, but the DEF system is a problem on them. Trucker Beetle Bailey has a stick-shifted 2018 Cascadia. All right. I make a pot of coffee and fix something. Oh, I'm not fixing anything like that on the truck, certainly. Ono is sending them $42 that I don't owe them. I could never live with myself. Cash is king. Eventually, you got to be able to live with it because you're like, okay, so I'm going to take a day, literally basically a day off of work or whatever. Or this time, your time is what we have the least of for Motivation Monday. So don't sell it cheaply to anybody. So how long is it going to take you to finally to get this $42 that you'll get? Several hours probably. You have to go there, wait to be called, plead your case, hope you win, because if you lose, you're going to pay court fees. So that's what I'm saying. So what it maybe takes you 2 hours of total time. Drive home plus the gas that you're out or whatever. I don't know how much gas a Bentley Arnage takes that you drive, but I'm not sure what the gas mileage is. But either way, that's, it's $20 an hour. That's just not worth it. It's just not worth it to go down there, I think. It just isn't worth it. Pay it. That's what I say. But let me know how the court case goes and how long it is and stuff like that. Are they dangerous? They take control away from the driver. But, it's in a car. What about the car? I always go back to the cars. Everybody drives a car to work. That's an automatic. That takes control away from you. If it has a manual mode, you can shift it yourself, just like a car. Most of them have a manual mode on them. So, and I do think the manual mode should be enabled, at least on the road. I think I would like that better for large hills, certainly. GP Transco, the data we have generated over the last 5 years in 400 trucks does not support it. We're not having any of those kind of problems where, like, there's an accident because the truck's an automatic, and they're not any faster, at least not here, because pull up to a light, and I'm like, oh, there's one of our other drivers right here, and I know that truck is a stick, and, it doesn't do any better. So they don't seem to be any slower or faster. I got a parking ticket dropping up my teammate. One for my trailer and one for the truck. Nice. Here's a pair. Should have been my teammate's ticket, but it was worth it just to pay it. It's just for $42, unless it's just a few minutes or whatever. It's just not worth it, I don't think. Trucker Hershey, exactly. Going down mountains, some hills, it shifts funny. I agree. When you have the Jake on, it shifts. I don't like the way it shifts. Lately, instead of just using the Jake, it will shift to 10 for a few seconds, then up to 11. Right. So you'll have this, especially you have the Jake on 3, at least on these Eatons that I have. We're running Detroit's mostly with Eaton, the Eaton 12 speeds in them. Okay. So if you have it on 3, you have the Jake all the way, as soon as you let off pow, it drops down to the lowest gear possible, and it'll go to 2300 for a few seconds and then shift up a gear because it's like, oh, this is too much. I would never run the truck at those kind of RPMs. But the truck is doing it itself. And I wouldn't like that, especially going down a hill. If it was rainy or a little weird weather, whatever, I'd rather be able to put it in manual mode and control the downshifts and stuff myself. So I think manual mode enabled, then I'm in for the hills. My 389 Pete with a manual 13 speed gets 8.7 fully loaded, running a PACCAR. Oh, MX-13, another PACCAR fan out there. Aviator trucker, not bad. That's good for a PACCAR. Cars also have slim singles. Yeah, that's true. If the car sings songs, it has Slim Shady singles. How about that? That was good, though. A lot of companies use Freightliner. Yes. Let's see, where did I go off to here? So, I was a Volvo dealer 2-3 weeks back in Lexington and saw a 2020 860 with a 13 speed. I didn't think they made manuals. They do, yeah. You can get them in all trucks now. You can still get them. I don't care if my boss makes me drive a manual or automatic. I just care if I can make money. Yeah, look, as long as the truck is safe for the road, right, and the air works, especially today, I'm pretty much in. Now, we're getting drivers, and I'm sure a lot of companies are, where they can't drive a manual. They've never driven one and have a restriction on their license. So I don't even really blame companies for buying mostly automatics because that's who they're going to get to come and drive for them. Know any information on Atlantic bulk carriers? All right, who knows anything about that? Trucker Hershey's on 4 days home time. That's pretty good. That's nice. Stanley, what's up from Scottsboro? What's happening? Ralph is here. Hello, good afternoon. Philip, the Eaton 10-speed is the Super 10 of the automatic trucks. Yikes. That says something right there. Usually companies don't have those kinds of trucks. Yeah, automatics promote overconfidence in the driver. 40 tons is not the same as 2,000-pound sports car. Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, does it change? Anybody that switched over, did it change the way you drive the truck? I don't think so. I mean, I didn't notice, I guess I didn't notice any change in driving other than I didn't have to shift. I had nowhere to put my arm. So Eaton doesn't make automatic transmissions anymore. They have learned they're dangerous, looking to avoid lawsuits. Yikes. Aviator trucker, maybe if you drive a truck, it's sort of like a bogus data. I don't know about that. I've seen 3 accidents due to slow acceleration. That would be the person hitting the truck. Last auto in 2018 couldn't climb a 9% grade without getting confused. Some of them do better than others. I haven't climbed large grades. Does anybody have problems climbing wherever a 9% grade is? That's off the interstate system. Daniel, pay the ticket in nickels. Oh, some places won't let you do that. They won't accept it because I've read about it. It's usually pennies. Somebody will come in with like a sack of pennies and dump it out. They won't take it. They will not take it. So that's pretty good. If we all cave and pay the Gustavo there $42, are we really living in America? Look, I'm with you on principle. Principally, I hear you. If you're in the right, fight the ticket. But practically, money-wise, what if it takes you 3 hours to get this all solved from your front door back to your front door where you were to start with? And so that wasn't worth it. That's $14 an hour. I mean, that's just not worth the money. And that's why the ticket's low. I agree. If it was $400, everybody'd fight it, right? But for $42, people will pay it. And if there's no points, I mean, yikes. I don't know how court is right now, too. How long does it take to go through court because of all the restrictions and everything? I don't know. Would being stuck on the side of the road with a standard transmission be different? Right, that's the thing. We've only had basically DEF problems. Robert will keep the manual because most people will see the stick and won't steal it. That's true. But companies, especially once they get some trucks, if you have 3 trucks, it's one thing. But once you start getting a lot of trucks and start hiring drivers, you at least have to have some automatics. A lot of drivers, that's all they can drive, and they have a restriction. So you have to have a truck that they can actually drive. Probably saves the company money on fuel as well, probably. Parking ticket won't go on your driving record. It's a non-moving violation and not abstracted to the DMV. Oh, it's not abstracted. Nice, Eric. I appreciate that. Yeah, if it's not on your record, then yeah, they're kind of extorting the money out of you, but for $14 an hour, do you go to get the money back from them? That's the thing, especially if you lose. What if you lose? You got to think about the downside. If you win, you've saved $14 an hour. If you lose, I don't know what court costs are, $100 and some dollars probably. Say it's $120. Now you're at $162. You got to pay them. That's a problem. Al Johns, on flat or even hilly ground, I love an automatic. Mountains, and depends on how strong the Jake is. I think that I don't like the way it downshifts with the Jake, especially on 3. So it way RPMs it. How's yellow? Well, yellow is $296 today on their stock, which is great. We should have all bought it last week. And apparently they're doing good. They got $350 million up front. And they're going to get $350 million here in, I don't know, later this year sometime. But they're going to keep the health insurance. And we all own just under 30% of Yellow. So every time you see a Yellow driver now, or Roadway, or any of those companies, Holland, right, any of these, go up to him and say, hey, buddy, you work for me now. So, because it's basically true. It's almost like an employee-owned company, except we're all the owners. So next time they come back to give me a ticket for $100, the law says you can't park a truck on a residential street. I didn't break the law. If we cave in, they win. That's true, but you might lose anyway. Maybe. Depends on the judge. And the more the ticket is, then the more it's worth fighting. But a small ticket, for just a few dollars, the money you're making an hour, time is the most valuable thing we have because you can't buy any more of it. You just can't get any more of it. So it's the amount that we're all limited to. We can get more of everything else, but not time. So you don't want to sell it cheaply for things like that. You certainly don't want to sit like a weekend for free, like some people did over the weekend, which they were lamented on, certainly. I have lots of backing issues, Ken Kelly, so automatics are helpful. I do feel like George Jetson, just push buttons. Yeah, some of the buttons on there, right, and you back up, but hey, that's okay. That's how you back a car up, right? Kim English, stock info. Yeah, yellow's $296. USA's $823. By the way, all the stocks have been doing good. US Express is $619. Not bad. Still good. Roadrunner 243. So maybe this is helping them. And I looked up Saya also to see, did this yellow thing help Saya? Yeah, they're up too. 116.15, not bad. They're also up. So everything has been trending up. There was a lot of hiring done apparently last month of drivers. So yeah, it's doing really good out there. Is Yellow still in business, or Holland? Oh yes, absolutely. They are still in business. They just got this lifeline of money. They're still going. I just applied to Holland, and Yellow, your grandfather's been there 15 years. All right. What does he say about it? You just said it on the downhill, no control. I agree. It should be manual control for downhill, certainly. I'm a few minutes behind the chat. Right. Yes, because the chat shows up differently here as well. I couldn't get my 5 cats together, but I sent a picture of 2 of them. Yeah, herding cats, that's going to be a while. Alexander, I have to disagree. When I was driving with SRT 10, I had in manual mode, and I drove it like a maniac. I made a 10-hour drive in a little under 7 hours. Well, part of that was you're going somewhere, and I think part of that, it wasn't your car. So now here we go again with the rental car, right? So rental cars, right, crazy. I've done, I don't know how many burnouts I do in rental cars. Front-wheel drive, doesn't matter to me, right? Just, I'm horrible on the rental cars. That's why I wouldn't recommend you buy one. But absolutely, you just pay the extra insurance. You can basically do whatever you want to the car. I don't know if you do that in your own car, though. I'm not like grandpa driver in my own car, but I'm not doing burnouts every 5 seconds in it. Truthfully, there are more car accidents because of automatics. It distracts drivers. Can't use a cell phone or eat if you have to shift. Well, I don't know about that. There's this driver, which an astute viewer sent to me, who has just been arrested for again, killing construction workers, doing what? Watching porn. Now, I don't know if he had a stick shift or not, but, I mean, once you're in gear, you can basically do whatever you want, so. Auto-trans trucks are okay in cities or heavy traffic, but I'd much rather have a manual on the road. I'd like a 13-speed manual if I had a choice, but I'll take an automatic, no problem. All right, GP Transco is going to have a quick meeting. They'll be back, and maybe when they get back, we'll have a giveaway here. Alexandra, I'm surprised they allowed me to rent an SRT 10. So was I. That's a little too much horsepower for someone. I'm surprised they have those as rentals. How'd you like to buy that car from the rental agency? Everybody has been abusing that car, and nobody opens the hood on it. Are you sure that 12-speed isn't the DT12 made by Freightliner? It says Eaton on top of the stick. What about hydrostatic drives? Has anyone driven those? On Musafar, on a lawnmower, right? On a John Deere lawnmower, don't they have that? I run my auto shift down or past its speed limit without touching the brakes. Tell me about no control. I think in manual mode, it's going to work the same way. Christina, the trucking schools are not teaching with standards anymore because they say the companies are switching to all automatics. Yeah, they're not teaching with the sticks anyway. I agree. And so you come out of truck school, you've got the restriction, and so then companies have really no choice but to buy a bunch of automatics, which they basically do. The PACCAR Eaton in my Kenworth was a good puller, but the transmission was not great. Let's put it that way. Oh, is Maverick circling the drain, Kim English? What kind of information do you have on that? Why are they going down the tubes other than changing their guarantee, which I don't like? A deal is a deal. I'm at Ozark, John C. out of Memphis. I want more money, more home time. All right. I heard Oakley is good. They are food grade. Yeah, right. They're professional grade. Give me $50 and I'll fight for you. Oh, that's good. Right. You can represent that $42 ticket. I love how Freightliner has their engine and trans in sync. The engine brake could dead stop you going down Mount Eagle at 85,000 pounds. I'm not a fan on 3. I'll tell you, even on flat ground on 3, your red light and let up, you're like, holy mackerel, why am I at 2350 or whatever? They wouldn't be hard if you own the company. That's true, but a larger company can't be quite that choosy. Say you have 300, 500, 2,000, trucks. You just have to have some automatics in there. Grand Jeep, when they get their stuff delivered the day they ordered, Amazon Prime truckers should be making now more than ever. We should be, but we aren't. I have Oakley on my list. Don't know much about them. Really looking at Superior. But linear intersected by house, I don't want hazmat, but I know it's more money. YRC is a sinking ship? Not now. I mean, they gave them $700 million. If that place closed now, the government would have a real problem. The people would be super upset about it. So I think they'll be in business for at least a while. L. Johns, I've been so negative. I just want to say Gulf Coast is awesome. As long as I can keep my job, my house will have a pool. And so that's awesome. Look, if you can just... I don't know, if it's too much to go back to work, you should file workman's comp. That's exactly what it's for. If I took 10 hours to go to court and fight this and the court cost was $1,000, I would still fight it. If you don't have principles, you got nothing. Okay, I agree. Look, I'm with you on the principle part of it. I'm just not with you on the money part of it because it's just a small amount of money. Nobody's broke due to transmission failures. I fought the law and the law won. You know, you may, and that's the thing, Cash King, you may end up paying, and I hear you. It's principle, and I like that. I like that you stand up for principle, but on such a small amount where it's really not going to affect me in any way, meaning if it doesn't go on my license and stuff, it's worth just sending in the money. Edgar said U.S. Foods is a good company. Look, if you're unloading that, didn't you say that earlier? Keep that reefer running today. Trucking is getting worse by the day. Grand Jeep's starting to not be worth it. That's what they want, and they bring in the automatic trucks. Autonomous. Oh, yeah, speaking of that, right, too simple. Autonomous trucks, they're going to start running freight lanes for 4 carriers, including U.S. Express. So do you work at U.S. Express? The truck itself may take your job soon. That's what they said. They're also going to partner with McLean, so anybody out there delivering for McLean, UPS, and apparently Penske. So they'll be partnering with those 4 companies delivering autonomous freight. And I do like the CEO there who said, you know, trucking, when you're gone and sitting and not getting paid, takes the humanity from people. And that's why he developed this technology. So I think that's an interesting way to put it. I don't know why people can't drive a stick. By my 3rd week at Tranco, my instructor said I was good as a 3 or 4-year-old driver, George Wilson. It's not, people get in their mind that it's super hard to do, but it isn't hard to do. So I think it's all mind over stick matter. Just thought of this, Trucker Hurst. You said the government now has 30% stake in Yellow. Yes. Oh, the government can go in there and fix all their problems. They're so good at it. Oh, nice. Yes, maybe they should do that. They should have got some kind of voting rights or whatever, too. But that would be our voting rights, really, right? They say May Trucking is starting a tanker division. Really? Really? Is there that much call for tankers? Where, I mean, Prime only has, they don't have that many tankers. May is going to start a tanker division? Wow. Food tankers, presumably? I mean, otherwise, you want May hauling, hazmat tankers around? You saw it in a trucking mag yesterday? That's something. Do you know anything about DSW in Tucson? Yeah, aren't they? They're like a fleet that's leased onto Swift, right? DSW for Digby Southwest, right? Isn't that what it's called? Aren't they a fleet that's leased onto Swift? It's a fleet of, I don't know, hundreds of trucks, right? A lot of trucks, and they're leased onto Swift. I think so, right? Mark is late. Thank you for being here. The principle is that you're trying to steal your $42. I agree it's a principle, but for $42, just send them the money. Indiana, Ohio government grant to update roads for autonomous trucks. Oh, what are they going to do to the roads? They said that they need to install all kinds of sensors and stuff in the roads. That's how autonomous trucks would work. They have to talk to the infrastructure. It's the only way it works. So that would be really something. I had to pass driving a stick. David, yeah, so did I. Had to, but that's all they had basically then. So, yeah, certainly. And once you got it, then you don't ever get the restriction back. So that's nice. I like the automatic because it can actually drink coffee. Okay. Has anyone worked for Bynum or Foodliner? We have a Foodliner here in town. So I don't know what that means, but we do have a terminal here on Concord down by the Speedway. I remember when President Obama said no loan for Yellow. Look, I agree with him on that. Don't any of these companies, no government. We don't let bail you out, right? Go figure it out. They've been, ironically, Yellow's being sued by the Department of Defense for overcharging and some kind of paperwork irregularities. And then they come out now and say, well, because they haul all these military loads, that's what was in an article today. They're, for part of the national defense, we can't let them fail. Well, you're suing them for hosing you. Safety Dog is in the house. All right. It's good to see you. And GP Transco mentioned you earlier, too. So thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. Yeah, you don't have to wait till 10th gear to drink your coffee. Oh, that's true. You got that on your side. If the judge tells you to wear a mask, don't leave. That's right. I would recommend bringing your own mask and just wearing it. Don't do this. I'll be wait outside thing. We'll be reading about you in a few days. Charles, I did okay with driving stick, but I'd rather have an automatic, especially in the mountains. Look, I don't mind driving the automatic. People got used to it here. We don't hear anybody gripe about it anymore. So I think there's 1 or 2 sticks left, but that's about it. Is the second wave coming? Should truckers take off? That's how you destroy America. Oh, yeah, there'll be some states are going, we're going to go back a couple of steps or whatever. As I said before, no one ever thought Big R would go out. Well, they kind of got absorbed like an amoeba. Why do drivers talk bad about mega carrier companies, Edgar? A lot of mega carriers are not, the great place to work. Like U.S. Express is really, really low pay, even for mega carriers. Starting in the low 30s is really bad even today. So they're not, and the training is no good. They're not really there to train you. If you get a good trainer, it's just the luck of the draw. They don't have really any standards. And so that's why they get a bad rep, because they've earned it. What about the next time I want to park my truck there? Well, you can think about this. You're not home too often, so I guess $42 twice a month for parking is probably less than you'd pay at a parking spot. That's one way to look at it, and you can take it off as a business expense. How about that? Maybe these companies trying to hire drivers like Walmart should advertise on the porn sites. Oh, maybe, right. Then the driver would have seen that. Oh, I need to get hired there in just a few minutes, he goes. Yeah, they're leased to Swift. That's what I thought, right? Digby is... All right, what is DSW? DSW means something. I thought it was Digby. It means something, and they're leased to Swift. Yes. Misty's here checking in, pulling a relay from Vegas to Moreno Valley and back. All right, so they got you working again. That's good. If anyone is new and going to trucking school, get certified on a manual. Don't get trapped into auto. Smaller companies may not have a lot of automatics. It's a good skill. If you can get the manual and take the test in that, absolutely. Some states, though, now are not putting it on there, so don't mention it to them. But then you get to a small company like Deluxe Express. They just filed bankruptcy. They have 17 drivers. I'm sure the drivers thought, oh, this is a small company. They're in Plainfield, Illinois. This is going to be great. They went bankrupt because the insurance is going up. So, I don't know. Small, big, any place can go under. Gear Jammer, greetings from Dawn Foods in Denver. Oh, I love your dish soap. Roger Penske, you're such a roller wiener. It's good to see you. So, Digby's part of Navajo. All right, so DSW means something. They're leased onto Swift. I thought that's what it meant for some reason. That hit me. But that's like a company that's leased onto Swift and runs Swift Freight. Next time you do a Sunday rant, do it at a John Deere dealer or George Wilson. Oh, I don't know if there's a John Deere dealer here in town. I'd have to go out in the country somewhere, which is not bad. In 10 minutes, you're in a cornfield. So, Alexander, the last thing that any of us need is May Trucking to be yanking tankers. No doubt. That spells disaster. This is tankers going 61 miles an hour. Paul Harris, I was watching this young May truck driver. He's upset he got 1,300 miles last month. Oh, last month. What does May think about? How does May keep their truck paid for running a driver 1,300 miles? They'd be better off letting the driver go rather than having it sit there and not making any money. Does anyone miss cab overs? Maybe in town. David just passed in June. All right, congratulations. Autonomous trucks could deliver food to Chaz, but who could unload them? Oh, none of those people, because they're all busy planting a garden. I was watching Trucker Brown, Edgar. He says local trucking is bad and over the road is better. Well, it's all what you want, right? I'm local. People know that here, right? And people that are over the road, okay, if that's what you want to do, I mean, get the best job you can. I find local to be better because you get paid for your time. You're much more likely in a local job to get paid for your time than over the road. There's just too much unpaid time. But seeing the country and all that, for decades, that was great. So maybe for him it works. It's a time thing again. When you think about it, the time that you're gone for weeks, I was gone as 5 weeks sometimes, you can't get that time back. And later you look back and go, wow, I wish I had that time back. You can't. It's the one thing you can't get more of. Misty, GP Transit, hasn't that guy who trucks been through a boatload of companies over the last year or two? Some people have mentioned this person. I don't know who this is. Am I missing out on somebody here? They said this guy trucks, works there. Is that some kind of person I should know about? I'm sheltered, by the way. Their trucks, yeah, that driver's hosing himself, no doubt. Their trucks go slow. It took a whole month to drive 1,300. Oh, yeah, he was driving the whole month. He goes, oh, he probably had 250 hours logged of time. That's funny. Heading down the road, Misty, listening, thank you very much, and thanks for being here. Red Monkey Trucking, hey, what's going on? Also at GP Transco. This is a whole GP Transco room. Loving it there. I'm glad that they're keeping you going. That's great. Rhino, leaving Denver. James Morrow. I'm deliver linen to hospitals here in Florida. Since the phony pandemic has happened, 3 drivers have been laid off, and I've never seen the hospital slower. The hospital here was super slow. They comment in the news all the time that nurses are being laid off here. There's nothing for them to do because there's no Rona patients really coming in, a few. And nobody else comes in because they canceled a bunch of surgeries for people. So there's less regular patients and people are afraid to go to the emergency room. So nurses have nothing to do. Great. But then we're all worried because the Rona. Look out for the Rona. I just don't get it. It's in Indiana. There are several John Deere dealers. And yeah, I'm sure, Al, there's just not, I'm thinking in Lafayette that I don't think there's one here in town. I'd have to go outside of town somewhere. Jim likes cab overs. Yeah, so do I. Jim Trucker, they're okay in town. I don't know if I'd want them back on the road again. Maybe the flat floor kind where you could stand up in it like a conventional. All right, Grand Jeep, New Spam wanted to hire you. They have the flaps over the back wheels. I love them. They're like the old flaps on the back of a Buick 225. I love it. Skirts, fender skirts. Wanted to hire you with 5 years experience with 42 cents. That's pretty awesome. And what a joke. They got to pay for their fancy trailers. Oh, right, those trailers. Did they lower their pay or something? Their pay was more than that when I did a video about them. Edgar, James, I'm in food service. They furloughed a lot of drivers, right? The food service drivers wrote to me, Cisco and all that, because when restaurants are only doing carry out, they don't need as many people. So Red Monkey Trucking, GP Transco makes it worth your while if you have to sit. This guy Trucks just started at GP 3 days ago. Okay, I don't know who that is, I guess. I missed out on, I don't know who it is. I enjoyed driving the log trucks, only paid $18 an hour. Look, part of it is liking your job too. That's not a lot of money. It depends when it was, but if you hate your job, would you rather get $25 an hour and hate every day of your job? No way. I watched my stepfather get up every day, go to steel mills, hate it, complain about it, hate it. Now, we lived in a nice house. Okay, he had a home built in the 70s. We got a new Mercury Colony Park wagon every year or two. He hated his job. Was that worth it to get a new Mercury? I don't know. I don't think so. I think cab overs look cool, but I've never driven one. Everyone I know who drove them complained about back problems. They're not the greatest seats or whatever, but you can't beat backing in visibility and stuff. This guy, Dane, this guy Trucks is a funny guy. Might be too much cursing for you. Well, look, it's his. If it's his channel, that's okay. If he's working there, I hope it goes good for him. Jonathan, GP Transco is really driver friendly, accommodating, professional, but laid back. Keeps you going and doesn't mess with your money. That's the problem, right? DSW Discount Shoe World. Oh, could it be? Are they going to deliver shoes out of there? It'd be cowboy boots in Tucson, right? There's no COVID-19. It's a fraud. New England Journal of Medicine. March 26th. Oh, that'd be an interesting read on there. I don't even think it's a fraud, and I'm big on that kind of stuff. I don't think so. People do die from it, but whether it's this big thing or not, I'm not convinced of that. Edgar, I went to interview with Ryder. They pay 42 cents per mile in Texas. All right, I guess 42 cents is the new pay rate for everybody. That's awesome. Christina, there's going to be another food shortage. Why? And here, at least here in Lafayette, we didn't get to any food shortages. Okay, there was a toilet paper shortage for a while, but the Meijer, at least here, was pretty much stocked with food. Some of the stuff, 50%, but you could always get food here in Lafayette. So if anybody needs food, I guess, exit 172 on I-65 is Meijer. It's right there on the highway. So, and you can park a truck in there. You can even spend the night. If you park off on the side, they let drivers sleep there. And it's only open 6 a.m. to midnight, but there you go. So there's food there. Alexander, I don't know if anyone here drives for Prime, but I ran into one of the Prime drivers the other day, and he was quite unprofessional. Nice. I have a hard time respecting a company when they have terrible drivers. They probably don't know. I mean, as much as I'd like to hold Prime against that, they probably don't know that the driver's not being professional, certainly on the road. Let them know. What does Werner pay now? When I worked there, I got 39 cents. Apparently 42. Everybody pays 42 cents. I didn't know that. Nurses sending COVID tests with no sample on them. They tested positive. Well, look, anything that you get now, anything you die from, you're in a car accident, COVID. All right. Cold, Rona, everything. They won't even let you in. Like my wife has got surgery coming up, and I can't even go in the building. Okay, they're gonna make me wait. They already told me they make me wait in the car, and then when she's done, I pull up to the place, the exit door, whatever, where they kick you out, and I gotta go get her there. That's what they're doing now. They won't even let you in the building. So there you go. Do they deliver to third-party places, or do you deliver to bug places? I hate delivering to tiny places, bugs. Not okay on the cab overs. I had a bunch of Freightliner cab overs and stuff like that. Look, as long as you can climb a ladder, it's not terrible. Although you get wet getting in and out of it, certainly. And I always would see people just open the door and kind of like fly out of it. And I always thought, wow, that's pretty far down. I could just see my knees breaking on that. Edgar, my job doesn't pay a lot, but it works for you and you've been there 3 years. Look, if you like the job and it pays you enough money, then it's worth it. Eventually, though, there's a point where you say, this is so little money, I got to leave. Like if you're, say, getting $12 an hour, you're like, I really like it here, but holy mackerel, I'm losing hundreds and hundreds of dollars a week on this job. So at some point, you have to do it. Rhino loves your job. Yeah, you're doing good there, too. Of course, when you're the boss, as they say, it's good to be the king. Isn't that what Mel Brooks said? Red Monkey Trucking, about them being driver friendly. Yeah, laid back. That's what we want. Just let me do my job, right? Especially you're hiring an experienced driver. This should be any company. Let the driver do their job. Go here and go there. That's it. That's all I need to do. How do I fill the paperwork? I don't even need a 10-minute orientation. Give me a booklet on how to fill the paperwork out, and I'm out of here. Kim misses the old cab overs. You still see a few of them on the road. Not much. Probably containers. Wild Bill would probably be good on that. Containers up there in the Chicago area if they are up there. Tried to watch this guy trucks, but too many F-bombs for me to enjoy a chicken hauler. How many F-bombs do we need in a video is the question. But everybody's got their own style, I guess, right? So I've never seen it, so I guess I can't say anything about it. Dane, I met a new Werner girl meaning 33 cents a mile and slip seat on her home time. That is, put that back up there. I don't exactly know where we are. 33 p.m. Really enjoy your show and Sunday rant. Haven't been able to catch it live as much as I used to. James Morrow. Since my schedule changed because of the phony pandemic. James Morrow, thank you for that. And that's why it's earlier. My schedule also changes due to the phony pandemic, as you say. So I agree. Edgar, is 42 cents bad pay? It's not great for an experienced driver at 42 cents. That's low in the industry. But part of it could be what you make on the side. Like I've had, I had a job years ago. I went to Chicago and did stops all day. And so I wasn't getting that much a mile, 30 cents or something, 28 cents. But I got all this stop pay. I was getting like $15 a stop years ago. And so if you went and did 10 or 12 stops a day, it's because sometimes you just get one box or something. I just run in and get it. I did the same stops every day. Then you're making $120, $150, $175 plus a couple of $100 of mileage. So it depends. What do you make a week for the work you do? That's the key to it. Kim lives in Linton, Indiana. I wonder where that is. The meth capital of the free world. We never have a food shortage here because people don't eat. Nice. I thought the meth capital was downtown Lafayette near the police station where they have the needle exchange as they call it, where you can just walk up there and they'll hand you 10 needles. And the downtown near that place is littered with needles and empty, full needles and everything down there. And they're like, mayor's like, well, I don't know. It's just, how it is. So I thought that was downtown Lafayette. This must be like the suburb of that. What people are dying from is what people always die from. There's no test that identifies the fairy tale virus. Yeah, I think there's a lot more to what they said than what they're saying. I don't think COVID is fake. I just think it's overhyped, Luke. I'm with you on that. That's where I'm at. It's certainly not fake. I don't think it's fake. Okay, people do get sick and die from it, but the way that they're putting it out there, I mean, should we just shut down the economy for like 2 years? No way. Then what? They're going to mandate a vaccine for everybody? Here's something we developed on the spot. It'll work just as good as the flu vaccine does, which doesn't work. I worked for Prime. It's hard to be professional when your paycheck is a joke. They're real big John Trucking. Well, the people that are there at any company, whatever you make, even if it's low, you should always be a professional. You can always quit. Okay, you can always quit. But while you do your job, you should be a professional at it, certainly. Daniel, food shortages, a short famine would help the industry, would help the drivers. Yeah. There wasn't one here. Maybe in larger cities they had a problem. We didn't have any problem. I mean, it's not like you couldn't get food or anything. That wasn't a problem. Al Jones, I think 42 cents is not great, but when you're starting out just learning, I mean, it's starting, it wouldn't be bad starting. And really, it depends on the whole day. You know, how much are you making? If you have a bunch of stops, you get paid stop pay, you can make up the lower mileage rate. Jeremy, this guy trucks charges for a membership. That is so stupid. Yeah, you know, it's really supposed to be at 30,000 subscribers. This is like YouTube Insider. So, but they can open it up like it's opened up on this channel. And around in the 20s, they'll send you a thing that says you can now have a membership on your channel, which I could turn on. I don't have it turned on. And then the creator, as YouTube calls you, can set membership levels, and then people can join, and then they're charged that same amount of money every month for the membership. So that's how membership works. And the creator then can give people that are a certain level different things, like I'll do extra videos for you, or they can do trainings or whatever. That's mainly what it would work better for, I think, an educational type of channel. And or they can just give you nothing and say, here's this level's you thanking me by giving you money or whatever. So that's how that's how YouTube works in the back. You can turn that on. It's available on this channel, and anybody at 30,000 or over is available. And all gaming channels also have it available, no matter how many subscribers they have. So that's pretty interesting too, I thought. So that's the insider information. Should dispatchers get paid more than the drivers? Christina, no. The drivers are doing more work. And I would say at most places they probably don't get paid more than the drivers. COVID is a severe common flu. Nobody died only from COVID. They always have some kind of secondary thing, right? Gear Jammer makes 60 cents and gets plenty of miles. My company's in Northlake. Yeah, see, that's, if it's all mileage, if you're getting the money on mileage, then you want a higher mileage rate, right? But if you're doing shorter miles and getting a bunch of stops, then you want a bunch of stop pay, right? So it depends. Or like Cisco, if you are delivering, you want a bunch of piece rate pay if you're doing hundreds of pieces at a time. Or, you know, a lot of food places do that where they'll pay you per piece. RC Cola did that for me. I worked there. I was a driver at RC Cola, and everything paid a different amount. You were paid, I don't know what it was, $4 or $5 an hour. This was a long time ago when the minimum was $3.35. And then you got 2 cents for this and a penny for that, a half a cent for this, and it all added up at the end of the week. For most part, it's big place, but sometimes you end up in small places like all companies. That's true, right? I'm at 40 cent 2 at 1 year with CF. I don't see it as enough, but that's just me. You can, well, look at 1 year. You know, you're willing to head out somewhere else if you want to. What's a good pay per mile in Texas? This is the same thing, right? What's different on where you are. GP Transco is back. That is good. And let's see, I also get 6,000 sign-on bonus. Got my first 1,500 Friday. Make sure they pay it too. I've been getting $780 pandemic money for 2 months. Why travel across the country when I can get it and stay home? So you're laid off and getting unemployment plus the $600. Yeah, right. Not bad. George Wilson is headed out. Great show. Thank you for being here. I deliver in little parking lots and mini malls. It makes Dollar General feel like a big warehouse. Yeah, that was always the problem at RC. Also, you'd get these little convenience stores or whatever. So it was a lot of work. I agree with you. Of course, you know, we were younger then, so. Linton is over by Vincennes. Oh, you're way down there. Okay. I'll be going by your house later today then, I guess. How are the benefits there, Gear Jammer? What's the word on night transport? What is the word? Roller Wiener Monday and Taco Tuesday. Let's not forget Fish Fry Friday. All right. That'd be a good day, too. Oh, it's halfway between Jasper and Lafayette. Oh, all right. So I'm picturing a different spot now. Oh, that'd be pretty far drive down to Jasper then. Prime seems to be good at creating YouTubers. Some companies almost mandate it. I think if you buy a Tesla also, you have to immediately do videos every 3 days about how great your car is, how little it costs you to charge it, and you're never going back to an ICE car again. That because you always have to say ICE car once you buy a Tesla. So have an automatic hooked up to my Warp Core. Oh, that'd be great. Alexander starting at 47 cents at Schuster. Took a penny cut, but just couldn't deal with the breakdown and poor mileage that I was receiving. Yeah, so a penny less may end up being, you know, hundreds of dollars a week more in your pocket. That's the other thing. If you got 80 cents a mile and the truck never ran, the 80 cents isn't any good either. Check out Justin Sturgill channel. He always says, how the blank are you today? Well, hey, look, everybody's got to have a catchphrase, right? The real story, Knight and Swift said they're going to merge in an all-stock deal. The company will be named Knight Swift. Oh, I heard something about that. Have you ever heard of J.L. Hellwig and Sons? I have. What's the 20 on Pork Chop Charlie? Nice. When will you have a OnlyFans page, Mark? Gustavo, yeah, I'm not going to be charging people. I mean, that's like, I don't know. I wouldn't charge people. Who am I to charge? Like, oh, you should pay to come and talk to me or whatever. I don't think so. So no, I've checked out other trucking channels, and by far Mark has the best info. I appreciate that. And for all drivers, no matter how long you've been driving, well, Kim, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It will always remain membership free. Oh, Chicago, July 4th, 77 shot, 14 deaths. That's pretty good. So there's 14 more COVID deaths right there in Chicago. Yeah, and really the sad part of that is people are tearing down statues, and here 14 people are being shot. Okay, how about let's not shoot each other? How about that? How about let's be nice to each other? That'd be a little bit better. Meth Capital just got back from Aberdeen, Washington. They said, hold my meth pipe. Well, here they don't have to do that because they can just get more meth pipes. So, that's great on that. So let's see. So I always have 13 on there. So I'll do that right now since GP Transco is back right now. And they're giving away a PS4 there. So I'm setting the timer. Do you hear it timing? Okay, you can hear it. I'm setting it over there. So 13th person in the comments. That's how we do it. I always have to say it's not sponsored by YouTube, or YouTube will be mad at me. The YouTube has nothing to do with this. So this is a GP Transco. It's going to give away a PS4. So when the buzzer goes off, I go to the bottom of the comments and I count back 13, and that person is going to be the winner. Yay. And then you just email me your address. I will get it to GP Transco, and bingo, they will get you a product in the mail. So there you go. That's how we'll do it today. Whatever happened to the crap computer week? Yeah, that had to go away due to lawyers. So I misunderstood what they meant by ice car. I put 5 pounds of cubes in my ice tank. It probably ran as quiet as Tesla at that point. Yeah. Every Tesla owner, look, because I like cars, to get a lot of car videos pop up. Every Tesla owner's got to immediately put up videos. Just bought my car. I'm getting the car delivered. I bought my car 2 days. Here's my electric bill. Oh my gosh. I mean, it must be some kind of thing that they do. I don't know. Do you watch Trucker Brown? I have seen Trucker Brown. I don't watch him all the time. I'm not subscribed, but I have seen the show. He has a different perspective on trucking than I do, probably. J.R. Hellwig pays their drivers twice a week. All right, you get like half a check twice as often? I'd be all right with me. Bill and Ted said it best be excellent to each other. Look, can we just not shoot each other? How about that? How about just not shoot everybody around? That'd be really great. Can we go one weekend without shooting everybody in sight? Holy moly. That's why I moved. I grew up in Hammond, Indiana. Okay, which is just outside Chicago, next to Gary. And that wasn't a great place. And so then I moved to Chicago for my first trucking job on Whipple Avenue. That was horrible. Okay, the job was bad and the town was bad. So I moved back to Hammond, went to Regal over the road, which was in Hammond at that point, Whiting. And somebody tried to steal my Fairmont when I was living there. I had a 3 or 4, I think I paid $400 for this Fairmont. I come out and the ignition thing's all stripped back. They didn't take it though. And then so the key didn't work. I had to start it with a screwdriver. It did work that way. I don't know why they didn't do that. And for the rest of the time I lived there, which wasn't much longer, I would take the coil wire in with me. Ask your grandparents if you don't know what that is. I would take that in with me at night, because I assume thieves don't carry a Fairmont 6-cylinder coil wire with them. And I finally said, look, I had enough of this, and just drove around Indiana and found Lafayette and moved here. Because I just couldn't take it. I just can't take it. Alexander's going to hop off. I'm about to drop a trailer. Time to go to South Dakota. All right. Well, thanks for checking in. It's good to see you. I have an Xbox for years. I miss the PlayStation controller sometimes. Never had any of those. Pong, I had Pong. PS4. Commodore 64s had that. Sinclair. Mark, have you ever hauled tankers? I'm looking to that also. I only hauled tankers for a little while for, seems like the place was called United Citrus. American Citrus. This was another place from Chicago when I was living in Hammond. And all I did was go up and down the street with them, so not far, dropping hook and tankers for food tankers. So never really long distance on the tankers. Ryan, your old one died. Yeah, I guess you wear them out. When the steel mills closed, Gary went down the toilet. That's the truth. J&L and U.S. Steel and all that up there. Oh, that was a total mess. Truck stop restaurants are still closed in some places, especially the TA. I've heard that, right. Edgar plays Fortnite with my PlayStation. I tried to play it on this computer. It wasn't happening because this is around a 5-year-old computer. So just sticking with Star Trek Online. It's a PS4 Pro with 1 TB of storage, FYI. All right, that sounds fancy, and I don't know what that means because I don't have a PS4, but somebody here probably does know what it means. Red Monkey Trucking, you had an Xbox One and it was terrible. I missed the PS4 controller as well. Nice. Paul Richards, Charlie Daniels passed away today. Yeah, I'll have to look up his obit. That is terrible. It must have happened, real recently. So RIP to that. That's too bad. Country Pride at the T and Lodi is reopening on Wednesday. So are they going to do the spacing and stuff too, where they got some of the chairs blocked off and stuff? They'll probably do all that. Dominic, the last one you had was a PS2. I have a PS2 here. It is not hooked up. I think people are serious. Several people have said it. Yeah. Thoughts on Sky Transport? I never heard of Sky Transport. Steel City Truck Stop at Gary used to have a great breakfast back in the 90s, plus security guard at the door. You almost need that, right? People steal your eggs. I just don't have the downtime for gaming. This is one of my favorite downtime things to do. Al, I appreciate that. Everybody needs a little bit of downtime to do your favorite thing, certainly. Charlie Daniels did die. That it's horrible. Grand Jeep, you're doing a great job. I appreciate that. There will be no membership, by the way. No memberships here on this channel, so don't ever think that's coming up here. It's already open, and I'm not doing it. Jonathan, example of GP Transco driver friendliness. I mentioned to them my seat rode too hard, not very heavy, and offered to purchase one. They replaced it with a much better seat without having to buy it. That's pretty good. I'll tell you that. I'd be lucky here if they gave me a few dollars of petty cash to go buy a piece of foam. So that is something. And I always thought every road company should upgrade the seats. Why don't trucking companies buy the best seats in their trucks? I always wondered that. Get the good, seat with all the buttons and everything on it. Did the passing lane get the nickname the Montfort lane because Montfort trucking hauled hanging beef at high speed? Oh, that's got to be before my time. I never heard it called that. You need a PlayStation so you can play video games driving down the road. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Put the TV up there. Put the TV VCR combo right there on the dashboard. You can't wait till winter, Ryan. Oh, yikes. Get out of here with those weird comments. Can we still wear our members only jacket? Yes, you should wear your members only jacket. It doesn't matter how hot it is. You should wear it even today. The only thing I hate about over the roads backing into small places, I think Red Bull was the worst. They have way too many third party. You know what? I always like backing into small places because I got a lot of satisfaction out of it on the road. Especially if you're backing into a place that's in a building and you can't see in there or whatever. And, when they come out to help you or whatever, tell them to get lost. I liked backing into small places. You get a lot of satisfaction out of it, I thought, oh, this is why they pay me. That's what I thought. I'm paid. This is exactly what I'm paid to do. So you're going to have to cross the George Washington 3 times in the next week. I'm very sorry for that. I hope you have a transponder. You started playing farming games. See, I don't know what that is. So you play guitar in the truck. That's true. I've seen that. Right. Where'd the term Montfort lane come from? I never heard that. I'd like to see a company give away seat cover or something for trucks. That'd be neat too. How about a bunch of memory foam? They do. GP Transco does have health insurance. I'll say that right now. Montfort was a meat hauling company out of Denver that had fast trucks. That's why the left lane is called the Montfort lane. Wow. I never heard that. I would play my guitar if I had time. I miss my cats and guitar and my family. Yeah. Get back to them. How about that? Gary. Jackson 5, Gary, and kids that I know. Flatbed rates, they usually come out every month, and there was nothing posted today, so I didn't get any rates today. Ride a Honda motorcycle for downtime, that's pretty good. I had a KZ400 years ago. How about that? KZ400, some Mick Jagger. And I learned on an LTD 440. That's what I took the test on, so. Some Mick Jagger couldn't get any satisfaction. I guess he never tried backing into a dock. Look, I like it. I was very satisfied with myself, especially when they say, oh, that dock at the end's available, but you can wait for this dock. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's like the challenge of a lifetime. I'm like, no, we're going to go down in that dock then. Your transmission would overheat. That's why I hate the small areas. Oh, in an automatic, you can get that too, where that is true. If it's on an automatic, it'd say transmission hot. I've seen that on there, whatever. It's not creep mode disabled or something. I thought, creep mode disabled? Yikes. I hauled truss plates out of Tolleson, Arizona, and they back us into doors down and never had it help. Good. I don't like when they help. I don't let people help. People always find that smug or whatever, but ultimately you're responsible for the truck. if you get in an accident, you hit something, take a door off, it's still your responsibility, even if 10 people are helping you. So I never let people help me because ultimately I need to know where the truck is. So that's why even if they send somebody out, I always say, look, I got this. I'll take care of this. The Grumpy Trucker, hello from St. Louis, Missouri. Hello there. I could bring my guitar in and jam out at the terminal. Yeah, why don't you do that? Make a good video. They're still up in Memphis waiting on the house to close. Oh, okay. Well, all right. So it's a temporary thing. Got it. Boy, I could sure use that PS4. My birthday is the 16th. It would be a nice gift. That'd be great. 24. That's really good. Well, I totally agree. I don't think of a challenge as a bad thing. It's a good chance to build some confidence. Yeah, especially, early, right? You back in there like, oh, that was great. But even so, no matter how long you've been driving, I'm just like, all right, I got this, right? Because, that's a hard dock down there. I'm in it, right? I just like it. Because I'm like, this is what I do. This is what they're paying me for. I'm a professional. I'll get in the dock. My dad had a KZ 550. He missed that bike to this day. That would have been a little bit better. 400 wasn't quite enough on the highway. That would have made it a little bit more comfortable driving. Yeah, they're harder to find now. And mine was in Kawasaki green, which was pretty nice too. Old Cronish Garage. I got a 1999 Dodge Ram 1500 today. Wow. It can vote. That thing can vote for Kanye. Do I drive motorcycles? I don't have a motorcycle now. No, I do not have one. It's dangerous now. My birthday's the 16th. PS4 would be a great gift. Yes, it would. It's all in the driver, Christina. Yeah, I mean, you're ultimately responsible if you damage anything. So why not just be responsible and you back it in yourself right into that dock, wherever it is. If you got to get out or whatever, you're ultimately responsible. So I have a 2004 Honda Shadow 1100. That would be a nice cruiser right there. It says Joe Biden is always in creep mode. He goes, my transmission never overheats. It's still in creep mode. Yikes. Politics alert. My company needs 2 more drivers if you live in Dallas. All right. Gear Jammer, 2 drivers. What does Indiana do with the tax money they collect to repair roads? Oh, they have a fund. We have a fund with $1 billion, more than $1 billion. We have this huge rainy day fund, they call it. But it hasn't rained lately. It's been sunny. It's sunny again today. So, but no, there's a huge fund that they put it in. Yikes. That even scared me. Yikes. Holy craps. All right. So where there's that 1, 2, where am I at here? All right. 1, 2. All right. So I have right here, number 13 on my screen is Christina Jones, who said 12, ironically. So let me write this down. So please put your zip code. I should have said that. Please put in your zip code in the comments and then send me your address. Email me your address and we will get that sent out to you. The heck, that thing scared me to death. I can't see it because to make it fair, I can't see when the time is. So there you go with that. Always wear your parrot. I should always say that too. We should have a parrot break, of course. If you wear it, always make it a parrot. And don't forget about Jay while I'm waiting for the zip code. Jay will be live tomorrow, okay, at 9 p.m. And Fleet Nav Systems, who is not here today, will be live tomorrow as well, too, at 3 p.m. and also on Fridays. And let's see here. There's this. And thank you to GP Transco for the gift for the driver. So thank you for that. Look, you want to be treated like a professional? Look, everybody's saying it right here. These are drivers. I don't tell them to say this, although I'm sending them money later. Not true. Okay? I'm not sending money. They come on here and say this. GP Transco gets good reviews. Just check them out. Worth a phone call, right? Phone call doesn't hurt. Give them a phone call. Call them anyway. Call them and say hello. So there. So let's see where to go here. Which Ask Acaso Cam. I don't know the name of it. It is on truckinganswersnation.com. It's the dual. It's the dual. I don't know what it's called. I've had it for a while. It's got the front and rear facing. It has its own page at Trucking Answers Nation. You can look at it there. I did a video about it. And you can see what the camera is there. It's about $80 right now. I think $85. And I think it's worth it. Just noticed you got a haircut, Dave. I did. I ran over there yesterday. They were open. Great Clips was open. And they didn't have any wait. I was looking at them like, oh, I'm in. I'm in. So I ran over there and got a haircut. They won't do beard trims. So because you have to wear a mask even when you're getting a haircut. I thought that was pretty interesting. So pretty good. Run Monkey Trucking was going to give it to his son for his birthday on the 13th. I thought it was your birthday coming up. So, BMW 1200 GS is the bee's knees. Oh, BMW does great motorcycles, right? That would be pretty awesome to get a BMW. Liquid cooler, right? I'm in. I'm in for that. Bobby, the YouTube guy, this guy truck started with GP Transco. Interesting guy. All right. Well, I hope he does good there, Absolutely. So that's what I would, that's what I would want to say for him and for anybody that goes to any company. So I assume he'll keep people updated on that. I don't know. I'll have to go check that channel out, I guess. It has never come up for me. Let's see. I don't think I can get to that camera here. I don't have a picture of it. Right. So there we go. Right. So I can't do a picture of that. Where is it at? Which company? So Grand Jeep, nice Christina. Yeah. So I'll just wait up for the zip. If you're driving, send me your address. So, but I like to match the zip code to what address you send me, because I've had actual people. Oh, this is whoever, right? Send me this thing. So that's can't do that. So if you'll put a zip, I'm all good. So both birthdays. This is the 13th. The year's the 15th. You'll be 15. Wow, that's amazing. You have it 15 when you're 24 years old. Yours is the 16th, and you'll be 24. I would give it to him. That's pretty good. I mean, that's early to have a kid, but worth it. Worth it. You get your family started and done early. Then by the time you're 30, they're already in college, so it's pretty good. Luke, my family doesn't understand how early I have to go to bed to start my day at 1. I always have tons of missed calls and messages. Yeah, they'll have to live with it. When I'm asleep too, do the same thing. Phone's off. I recommend everybody do that. You're not delivering organs for transplants, so just let that go like that. Let the phone ring on silent, because sleep is so important. You don't want to crash because you are, tired or whatever. Don't hire if you have a moving violation ticket. GP Transco, they do have pretty high standards over there. I've heard that from people that said I have this and can't get hired. That's true. Each company could have its own standards. Why $2 million truck insurance? By the way, I don't think that's going to pass. It seems now that may not stick and go anywhere. There's some companies that are worried about some large settlements. It shouldn't be $2 million. I agree with you. It shouldn't jump that high that fast. There have been very small percentage of the settlement cases and lawsuits are really high, and so they want to increase that. And who wants it? Of course, lawyers. But I wouldn't mind it going up. Say just cost of living every year. So it goes up a couple percent a year. That would keep it with the cost of living. I think that's more fair, because they don't do that with the cars. They don't go, oh, car, suddenly it's 50,000 minimum now. Next year it's 500,000. They don't do that with your car. So a GP transfer, yeah, they're selective. They're hiring. Look, I'll say this: their hiring, is tough. It's not Western Express to walk in, but it's really high standard there. So, but look, in a little bit of time, these things fall off, and you can still get in there. So, absolutely. We make exceptions. Driver would need to explain to the recruiter what happened regarding the violation. Worth calling them and see what they'll say about it. You can send the PS4. You won't mind. Yeah. It's from GP Transco, not from me. But I appreciate that. Michael's because you're going to get sued. Let's see. Al Johnson. Heartbreaking. Exactly. Let's see what else. Okay. So who was on there? New Rona records came out. Oh, right. The hours of service. Okay, so hours of service, there's a petition out. Guess what? Just like I said, there's a petition filed just in time. They had 30 days to file a petition, which the FMCSA apparently has to consider but not act on, to delay the hours of service start. Isn't that great? They're going to delay the start. They want to delay the hours of service. Who? Crash. Remember them? And PAT, Parents Against Tired Truckers. And let's see, the Advocates for Highway Safety. And the Teamsters. So these 4 people have filed a petition to ensure that the hours of service are delayed. Will this delay it? I don't think so. It doesn't carry any weight of law. And I'm not sure if they have to do this before they file a lawsuit. But these people want the new hours of service that are coming in September to be delayed even further, because they didn't do enough studies and it's going to make people tired and everything. So that's who wants to do that. So I knew they would do this. And sure enough, right on the last day, they filed this petition. Red Monkey Trucking GP Transco has given my wife and I the opportunity to actually go places with our career. Thank you for that. All right. So that is great. I'm glad it's going good over there for you and that they let you take your guitar. Place your phone on airplane mode. I turn the ringer off. And so any calls or whatever that I get are on there. So you can see all 10 missed calls or whatever. And so I don't actually miss a call, but then I don't hear the call and they just have to wait. Sleeping is more important. I'm not delivering, a kidney to somebody. That'd be different. Otherwise, no, they can just call back later. Jonathan, disappointed there's no more crap company of the week. Wonder where they could possibly sue you for. Well, look, it isn't that they could sue you. It's that if they sue you, you have to go defend it. So if you win, and I talked to a lawyer about this, but if you win, even say you win, you still have to go to wherever they sue you. You have to go to another state. They sue you. So what if they sue you in another state? You have to go there. If you don't show up, they automatically win. And what they do is just what the lawyer said is they'll paper you to death. So you show up and then they ask for a delay, a continuance, which is automatically granted. He said several can be automatically granted. You then fly home and then you have to fly back and fly home. And I'm like, holy mackerel, I can't do that. So it just wasn't worth that. Let's see. I saw GP Transco in Pittsburgh, Kansas. It was a white Freightliner. Nice. I wonder how they got a white one. Think hard about GP Transco, Roger Penske, but my 87-year-old mother has no one else in town except myself. You need to be local for your mom, right? Al Johns, I respect a man who loves his mom. Yeah, I mean, she needs you there, so I think your job is going to work out better out there. My father was the same way with my grandmother, Roger Penske. I called GP Transco. They didn't want to talk. Maybe the guy was in the rush for the 4th of July. You calling on the 3rd, the late on the 3rd? Yeah, it's like, don't buy a car that was made on the 3rd either, right? I spent my time with my mom on the 4th of July. That's awesome. Everybody has a mom. Should call their mom today. That's good. Moved grandma from Lake Point Tower to Downers Grove to Phoenix. Wow, Downers Grove. Lake Point Tower. The recruiter learned it's possible they ended the call sooner. We get calls from dozens of drivers every day. Maybe. They should be nice about it, I guess. Okay, I'm going to head out. Old Crony's Garage. The speaker of my phone is messing up. Yikes. Time to get a new phone. Let's get the economy moving and go put a mask on and get a phone. You're going to have to. When they did my haircut, thank you for noticing, by the way, you could not take your mask off even while they were cutting your hair. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But at least I was able to get in there. I don't know how they think that's going to last, And then, of course, he's trying to sell me product. I'm like, look, I don't even hardly have any hair. I don't know. Product, that's the last thing I need. If not for being married, I just use lava soap. That's what I told her, and she was horrified. Lava soap. She was like, you can't use lava soap. It'll ruin your hair. I'm like, what hair? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see. Deluxe Express out of business. They get their money. Yeah. Okay, so Too Simple. Anybody here from U.S. Express hear about that, right? Too Simple is, I thought there might be U.S. Express drivers. Sometimes there are. They're Too Simple. This is automated truck right here is partnering with U.S. Express to deliver loads. Okay. They're starting in the South where they always said they would. El Paso to Dallas and Phoenix to Tucson, those kind of shorter, but those sections you may actually deliver the load and it might get picked up by a Too Simple truck and be delivered that way, or at least part of it. Cash is King, try to buy an American-made phone. Yeah, that's impossible. Like an American-made TV. Some things you can't get. But at least you're supporting the economy by having the Best Buy guy keep a job, I guess. Ryan M., I got my ham radio license because I'm tired of hearing the garbage on the CB radio. Congratulations. All right. Let me know when you're on. Here's mine right here. I have it sitting there on. So it's an FX65 Yaesu. So there you go. Everybody should do that, really, because you'll get a large upgrade in what you're listening to on the radio, and you'll actually be able to get some distance legally rather than having to visit the CB shop, right? So I think drivers should have a ham radio. So the first test is easy. Technician, that's only level I'm on too. That's all you really need, depending if you're really into ham radio. But your technician test is not hard. Study for it a little bit. Take the test. The license is good for the rest of your life because what happens is it renews every 10 years, and as long as you renew it on time, it's free to renew. So there's really no charge in that. So you get your license, keep it your whole life, right? You're going to love it. That's your ARRL ham radio news for the day. So GP Transco is Council Bluffs, Iowa this weekend at the old Mall of Bluffs parking lot. Must have been on vacation or 34. Was there all weekend. Yep, probably at home for the holiday, where I hope everybody was. And if you weren't, hope everybody got paid for Friday too. Did everybody get holiday pay? Oh, Dave, I had the mullet rocking. Yeah, well, they were closed. That is true. And then I couldn't get into Haircut Corner, my favorite place, because half a head of hair is half price. So, but they're super busy. And this is where, I don't know, all the moms take all their kids to for some reason. You go in there and there's 4 moms in there and 17 kids waiting. I've actually counted, there was 11 kids waiting one time before all this happened. I'm like, how long is this going to take? So that's always the problem there. Edgar, do you hire owner-operators at GP Transco? People are getting bacterial infections in their lungs from the moisture in the mask. Christina, I can believe that. People that are wearing them all day, look, just walking around with it a little bit outside, or at over at the place, at the hair cutting place, was crazy. Put it on in the car and get out. Of course, it's hot. It's crazy outside. It's crazy hot yesterday. And then walking in there and that, I'm like, holy mackerel, who would wear this all day? Grand Jeep, get an Obama phone. Please pay for your own phones. Again, do not ask the government to provide you with a phone. An Obama phone. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb mode at night. Luke, exactly. Right. That turns the ringer off, but you can still see all the calls and messages that you got. On airplane mode, you miss everything and you won't see the calls you got. So I prefer to just leave it on Do Not Disturb and just let it sit there. We work with owner-operators. They earn 80% true, no hidden fees. Oh, and no trailer fee. That's nice. Some places charge you for the trailer. I do know that, even though I don't know that much about owner-operators. Andrew Hurricane. That's a pretty good name. That sounds like a good wrestling name. Hey, I'm looking to enroll in truck school, and I have a pre-hire letter. Yeah, nice. Wanted to ask, do I need to act now to get in writing that the carrier is going to reimburse for tuition? Well, if it's on their website and that, I mean, they should send you all that stuff. And a pre-hire letter, they probably just go through your background. Anything that you can get in writing, of course, is better than nothing. So just tell them to send you all that stuff over, but look them up online. If it's some big place, that's going to hire you, all that stuff should be, online. Tuition reimbursement, that kind of thing. And how much is their reimbursement? I'm curious. Did they tell you? Grand Jeep comments slowed down just after the giveaway. Yeah, that's okay. Look, people want stuff. I agree with you. I'd love to get my ham radio license. I've got to do the test to study for it, but I'll probably fail it. It's not that hard of a test. You don't have to know that much about radio. It's a little bit of radio waves and stuff, but nothing complicated. A friend of mine's an extra, which is the highest level. It's a super complicated test. I looked at the answers. You can do it. Get the book. It's probably online now. I don't know what I'm talking about. I got my license years ago. And study it a little bit. And there's practice tests you can take. You'll love it. And then you got a license for the rest of your life. You can run a mobile scanner and stuff like that you can't otherwise legally do. I drove 500 miles Saturday for Sunday 2 a.m. plus holiday pay. See, that's good. I think you should get the holiday whether you work or not, certainly. If you work on it, you just get your pay plus a holiday pay. Yeah. Some places don't do that. They go, if you don't work, we give you money. And some places are the reverse. If you work it, we give you an extra $50 or whatever. No, you shouldn't be working. It's a holiday. Unless you want to work. Oh, Cronius Garage, I'm back. Once you pitch my phone across the room, the speaker works. Oh, I think I saw that in the instruction manual on the phone that said, speaker stops working, throw across the room. It's great. 5-year-olds have passed the ham radio license. That's true, Trucker Hershey. There is no age limit on a ham license. So if you pass the test, you get your license. Nicest went out the window when a foreign military took over part of Seattle. Yeah, and put a garden out there. Old Cronius Garage, my truck needs work. Let's get this thing fixed. The air better work. Roger Penske. I saw this topic about way stations. Arizona, Ehrenberg at I-10, you can park. California, just about everywhere you can park. Banning is huge. It's about time that they let you park in the stations, especially if they're not open. Some places ban you from the station when they're closed. Why? Let people park and go to sleep for crying out. They want, be sure to get your rest. Oh, don't park here, though. Let people park where they want. I worked Friday, but got paid for Saturday, so I got a 6 days of pay. That's perfect. So you got it Saturday. We were off Friday, so I got Friday pay. No, it's KLLM. Oh, nice. So, of course, they're going to want to convince me to ship out to their academy. I'm sure KLM's not great. I mean, if you can get hired there, it'd certainly be worth looking around. You should write me. Write to me there on the screen, and we could talk that way. No, Cronius Garage. What's ham radio? Yeah, amateur radio. You're going to be able to get some distance clearly for about the same money as a CB. Are there good companies besides GP Transco? Yeah, certainly. There's lots of good companies out there, and there's lots of bad companies. There's probably more good companies than the bad ones. It's just that the mega carriers have such a large percentage of the new people coming in that They get all the press. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure, Edgar. I'm not sure my boss will pay holiday pay for Independence Day. It landed on Saturday, so that shouldn't matter. And let's see, where you are, don't they have like a list of holidays? At least, like, here's the holidays, when you get hired. Here's the holidays we pay a day of pay for or whatever. Independence Day should be on there. It shouldn't matter what day it falls on, honestly. Do I have kids? Never had any at home. The wife had 4 kids, so had those kids growing up. They're all out of the house now and moved away on their own, and they are all highly successful business presidents and CEOs. No, that's not true, but they all do live on their own and support themselves and are living a good life, so I'm happy about that. I think you must be 18 to get a ham license. I don't think so. Used to be for CB when I was in high school during the big CB thing. No, as long as you pass the test, you get your license. There are tons of kids with licenses. No problem. There's a merit badge for it in Boy Scouts. So as long as you pass it, you get your license. Do you have a lease purchase program at GP Transco? Are you considering adding one? I don't even know about that. We'll see what they say about that. Edgar, you worked on Friday. Yeah, but I think you should get the holiday, personally. Saturday was really the 4th, so that week, however much you worked, let's put it that way, they should pay you a holiday pay plus whatever you worked. If they want to give you Friday off, that'd be great. If not, you should still get it because it's still a paid holiday. Nice of them. So 2 years out of 7, they'd get out of it because it's Saturday or Sunday. Come on, guys. I'd say, come on. Old Cronius Garage. My dad has a 2000 Dodge Ram 3500 dually that he wants to drive for a few years and find a better truck. I want to buy it as a restoration. Well, got a lot of metal to work on there. Good luck. Trucker Hershey carry a Yaesu in the truck, but I've never had it on. Well, you got your license. Let's get this thing on. Can I get my ham radio spiral cut and honey baked? Yes, you can. That's pretty good. We do have a lease purchase program, but it's for company drivers who've been with us for a while and want to try the owner-operator lifestyle. I'm going to say it that way. I'm amazed the price of gasoline has a major spike for the summer travel. Coming home, I noticed on Thursday it went down. It went down a dime here on Thursday. It was $2.19 for regular. And I thought, oh, that's amazing. The price went down a dime. That's really something. I don't have biological kids. My wife has 3 kids. Yeah, same here, 4 here. How about a bacon radio? Oh, that's if you leave it out in the sun too long. That's what it turns into. That's another thing you can't buy made in the USA, a ham radio. So it's got a bent frame, cracked dash, mismatched tires, leaky rear axle, full of dents. But it was your grandfather's truck before, Dad, so it's got a ton of sentimental value. Well, that's going to be a project to take on, and that would be like a personal project. It would never pay off other than for you. Is it true that once you get a ham license, you by law must get an aerial on your car and custom license plate? That is your call sign. Yes. Trucking Answers mobile unit does have a front plate with the ham license on it. Absolutely. It's an old Indiana plate that when I used to get the personalized plate on it, and I put it on the front. And I do have a mobile antenna. Absolutely. You need the mobile antenna for the ground plane. The little antenna on this thing, right, is just for in the house, right, but it doesn't get out that good. So there, if you're in high school during big CB thing, then how could you still be in your 30s? Well, that's true, but I did have a Royce CB, and I did fill the little card out. I remember that. For your CB license, people may not remember this who were not born back then, but a little card came with the CB, and you filled it out and send it in. Because your license, your temporary license, I remember this because I was so proud of it, was your initials plus your zip code until you got your official license from the government. So it was MDR 60438 for me. It was my temporary license because it was Lansing, Illinois, where we lived. And then one day in the mail came my CB license, and I was so proud of that. I taped it to the top of the CB because the CB was the size of a small television set, and that's how we did it then. Absolutely. My friend on the street, he had a big set of moonrakers on top of his house. We would talk on there. Yeah, great. Besides Craigslist and Indeed, where do you find jobs? Those are really good places because they're so inexpensive to advertise on. That's a really good place to find a job for drivers. If you're in high school, you can also type in the city name and jobs, and Google will pull jobs up right in a Google search as a separate section of just jobs in that city. Afternoon, Mark. All right, Preacher Paul. Checking in from Ocala, working Friday and got paid 8 hours on a holiday. That's the way to do it. Exactly. Bacon radio would not be kosher. Correct. So those that keep kosher could not use that kind of radio. Those that keep kosher use an amateur radio rather than a ham radio. Is it true that the police radios are called ham radios? No. They're on a different band. If you have one that scans a wideband scan, you can hear that kind of stuff. Can't wait till all the kids grow up and go out on their own. Oh, nice, Edgar. And then what do? You wait for them to come back and visit you. So, Mopar is your replacement frame. LMC truck has the dash. Yikes. I can find, look, there's tons of those that were sold. I can find gaskets. What could possibly go wrong? Look, other than the 3500 part, that you can find tons of parts for this thing. You won't have any problem finding parts. And LMC and all those truck places, yeah, you're not going to have any problem. How about a stake radio? That would be good too. You want it well done so you can get out farther. Google best trucking companies or best trucking companies to work for. Gives a good idea of what carriers to apply to drive with. Oh, Driver Pulse. Yeah, sometimes the Google on that where you say best companies though, I don't know. I've seen Western Express pop up in that. Try best companies. Sometimes it'll be Western because you have to be careful. Watch ones where it says sponsored or ad. Because they can pay, you can buy those words in Google AdWords. Like I could go buy best trucking companies. And so then when you pull that up, I could put my website up there or whatever website I want into that. So sometimes places buy their way to the top of that list for people that don't really read that stuff. John works for the Department of Energy, was off Friday and got paid. At least the energy was still flowing. Driver Pulse is good, but can end up sending you a ton of text messages every week. It's a bit annoying. Is that the place where you apply and then, or you fill out like a small application, a mini application, and then all these companies can see all your information? I don't know if I'd want that or not. Because I think many of the suspects of that will send you messages would probably not be places you'd want to apply. I'd rather you research the place yourself and then applied rather than just blast applying to all these places. Also remember going to Radio Shack and buying crystals for my CB. I had a crystal powered, what was that thing? Yeah, I think it was a CB. 3 channels though. So I think I had 9, 14, and 19 in it. And that was it. You'd switch them on and off. I had a scanner from there, a mobile scanner from Radio Shack. I was a big Radio Shack fan, absolutely. I had a realistic 23-channel walkie-talkie and a Lafayette 23-channel mobile. Oh, I have a realistic 23-channel mobile. With the knob in the front of it. Wasn't even digital yet. Yeah, with just volume and squelch. I still have that somewhere. I have a ton of antennas. I did that one time. We went somewhere and I went and got all my antennas and stuck them on the top. We had an E150 conversion van then, and I stuck like 20 antennas on the top of it and drove it around. Yeah, people were all looking at it and everything. Only one of them was attached to anything. We need to go to the actual websites that come up when you Google truck driver salary, smart trucking. Yeah, okay. You can get crystals in West Memphis and high-speed chicken feed. Oh, yeah, you can probably get that stuff in downtown Lafayette near the needle exchange. Remember, that's taxpayer-funded needles for drug addicts? Right. Well, diabetics pay for their needles. That's what that is right down here in Lafayette. So, the problem is they've made the several block area around this place a disaster zone. There's tons of pictures people post constantly about all the needles and stuff that they find. It turns out people that are using drugs that need needles for drugs, they're not the greatest at keeping, pack it in and pack it back out. And so that's the kind of thing that does. You had a pace 4-channel scanner. Oh, I never heard of that brand. You missed Radio Shack. They had answers. I used to get a free battery every month. Who was a member of the Battery of the Month Club? Me. Cash is King Trucking. Your youngest was 10 years old when we decided to have one more. Or whatever the wife wants, right? Oh, so you're going to have another one or you've got another one? Texas straight at 350,000 miles or 3.5 years on the trucks. That's a pretty good turn-in rate. I wish they did that here. Look at the United States map. Montana looks like Joe Biden sniffing Idaho. Wow, you matrixed all that in there. That's pretty good. Okay, so they do send a ton of texts on Driver Pulse. That's got to be the kind of thing where you blast an app out. That's probably not going to get you the results that you want. And you'll have to sift through, kind of like a pile of garbage to find a diamond in it, Preacher Paul, do you remember the annual for Red Classic looking at maybe going South Carolina? Remember the annual for Red Classic? I don't know what, am I not reading that right? I think the comment about the police radio being called a ham radio. Oh, think about it. Oh, I get it. All right. Yeah. Ham, pork. Okay. All right, now then, yeah, that's funny now. Do they sell the trucks at $350? That's pretty good. How's it going? Getting loaded, trucking with Otis out of Dallas, Texas. This is hot down there as it is here because it's as hot as crazy hot. The dew point is going to be in the 70s. It's super crazy hot. Air needs to be working. You could go to Radio Shack today and get your free battery if they were still open. We do sell them either to individual drivers. Oh, so there's a way to get a truck. That's pretty good. Al John's your jugs. I just didn't catch that. I wasn't, because I'm still on ham radio. I thought, oh no, they wouldn't call their radio a ham radio, would they? No, they wouldn't. So, okay, but I get it now because the police and right, got it. Lafayette went under because they bought tons of 23 channel CBs that came out with a 40 channel and couldn't give the 23 channels away. And then who uses the other channels? Nobody. Except, hey, go to 24 for a good time or whatever, that guy, right? Or otherwise, who's talking on like channel 36? Nobody. There's never anybody up there. So they added these channels and then people don't use them, or at least not that I hardly ever hear. So, Christina, where's Lafayette? We're an hour north of Indianapolis. So hot and raining like crazy. Ugh. Lafayette was out of Long Island, so at least they were made in the United States. At least. So that's, you can't get them here now. Okay, I did the show with Red Classic. Yeah, I still like the place. Absolutely. Mr. Beaner's late. They just delivered 7 drops. Well, Cash is King Trucking. You're going to have to pay him. I think you have to pay him some kind of, commission on that. Every time somebody gets more than 2 drops, he gets $5 a drop for your extra drops. That's how that works. A private fleet is a good option. Yeah, generally it is, right? And Red Classic, delivering the nation's drink, Coca-Cola, right? And you get a smile with every one of them because you have a Coke and a smile. Absolutely. But Red Classic is always still hiring as far as I know. They still run ads in Indianapolis. Yeah, I haven't heard from them in a while. I should write to them and see what they're up to. Yeah, that'd be a good way if you're down there to get home more often, certainly. There's not much traffic in Dallas because of the pandemic. I don't know. Indiana seems to be back in business here. There's a lot of traffic going on here. They shook with the Rolling Raiders outside in the heat. Yeah, where's that video? Did you see that Joey Chestnut also won for eating the most roller wieners again this year? So that was something. He ate 70, some of them, in 10 minutes or something. Yeah. He stuffed the most of them in his mouth of anybody in that in the 4th of July thing at Nathan's roller wieners. I saw that on the news. Absolutely. Let's see. I have to go over here. And I want to thank GP Transco because I have to get off to work, of course, for being here today and giving away PS4. I'll get you information when I get it. Thank you for being here. It's much appreciated and answering questions. And you had a lot of drivers on today from your place, so that's really good. And I thank all of them for coming on here and answering questions and telling how it's going over there, you know. So I think Red Classic is 55 to 65. That's not terrible. Thanks for being here. Red Classic only hires drivers close to Frankfurt. They have a lot of places around Red Classic, so Atlanta was in full swing. That's what I'm saying, yeah. So, Edgar, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. And let's see here. Where am I? Oh, Texas Trader was here, right? Columbia George made it in. Thank you for coming in. Johnny Be Good. Love it. Right, that's pretty good. Al Johns, thanks for coming in. Ryan O was here today. Cash is King Trucking, doing more stops, of course. Dave Johnson, thanks for coming in. And get that card. Don't forget your card punched when you get the battery. Remember? Oh, you remember. Free battery every month. I'm probably one of the only people. Just the two of us remember that. So, Dane the Silver. Old Cronies Garage, thank you for being here. So, let's see. I try to get Preacher Paul is here today. Let's see. Where am I going? Daycap Gear Jammer was here. Wild Bill was here today. Thank you. Trucker Hershey, thank you for being here. Michael Muller was first the other day. Followed closely by Musafar, almost. And then Trucker Hershey today first. So I appreciate that. Roger Penske, thank you for coming in. Grand Jeep was here, right? That was good. Luke, 1, 2, 3, 4, thanks for being here. Ryan M was here. A lot of Ryans today. So Christina, thank you for coming in. Let's see, where am I at here? Losing my place, but losing my mind. And, Red Monkey Trucking, thank you for coming in. And I do have to make my company some money. That's what they make you come in and do anyway. But I want to thank everybody for being here. And, of course, we'll be back next week on the live show. And we'll be doing more videos during the weeks as the weeks go by. And this week and every week. Send me the cat pictures and pictures of your Battery Club card, if you have it, of course. and anything else. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming in.